this year.
Not anymore. Ray Rose was hired last year. One of the most astute moves made in this league in the last couple of years, snatching up this kind of a defensive coordinator. Excellent staff, good young talent. Might be the best defense they've had year in decades.
And perhaps the best story right now in the National Football League, the Buffalo Bills and their great quarterback, Drew Bledsoe.
I think that's the best deal made in the offseason this year was Drew Bledsoe coming to the Buffalo Bills, and he has added fire. He has added leadership. And Bill Belichick might have thought that Tom Brady was the best quarterback for the New England Patriots, but Drew Bledsoe is still the best quarterback in the AFC East.
And for more in today's game, let's go down to the field in Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. I've got a viewer's guide for you. Number 27, rookie safety Corey Wire of the Buffalo Bills will take on number 84, Shannon Sharp of the Denver Broncos. 13-year All-Pro versus rookie. Now, Shannon knows everything. Corey knows nothing, but Corey told us yesterday he'll make up for what he does not know with supreme hustle. Back up to you.
Beasley, thank you very much. There you see Mike Hollis, whose field goal last week tied the game in Minnesota. Kevin Casper is deep back. He's been inactive the first couple games of this season. A second-year player out of Iowa, back and ready to go.
And Kevin, this is a very bad special teams group right now for Buffalo. Obviously early in the year, and Coach Williams wants to get things going. There's Danny Smith, the special teams coordinator. They want to get things going, but their coverage has really had breakdowns. They've been what Williams described as spectacular at times, but they had that one play a game where they allow big returns.
So Mike Hollis, the ex-Jacksonville Jaguar, is ready. The Buffalo Bills, the Denver Broncos, and here we go from Invesco Field in the Mile High City. And Casper on the fly at the 10. Running into his own blocker, that was Mike Anderson, and there he goes with Charlie Rogers to beat, and Rogers finally brings him down at the 49-yard line. It's a electrifying 42-yard return, and great beginning field position for the Denver Broncos. Brian Griese, 27 years of age as a starter at Denver, 21 wins and 19 losses.
His job realistically is just to not make mistakes. He doesn't have to be a great quarterback. A Super Bowl is not in his future for another 4 or 5 months. Just run this offense, hand off the ball, and when you're called to, complete some play action passes.
Denver, the 23rd ranked offense in the NFL from the Buffalo 49, first down and 10. Anderson gets the call, and he drives ahead to the 46-yard line before he is brought down by London Fletcher in a gain of 3. The Denver Bronco offense on the line. Salam, who comes from Atlanta, Hamilton, Nalen, Neal, and Matt Lepsis, the right tackle. Backfield, we're going to see a lot of Alandis Gary with Mike Anderson, Rod Smith, and Ed McCaffrey, the wide receivers, and the great tight end is Shannon Sharp.
I call Shannon a tight wide receiver. Never really impressed anybody with his blocking, but man, can that guy catch.
700 career catches. Second down and 7 after the gain of 3. Here comes Anderson. And brought down with Fletcher again in the vicinity, and a gain of 5. And a couple yards away from a first down to the Buffalo Bills 41-yard line. The Buffalo Bills defense with Ahanotu, Edwards, Pat Williams, and Aaron Schobel. Schobel had 3 sacks last week against the Vikings, and Dante Culpepper. London Fletcher in the middle, flanked by Keith Newman on one side, Eddie Robinson on the other. Secondary, Winfield and Clemens at the corner. 2 nice lockdown corners with Prelo and rookie Corey Wire in the safety positions. Third down and 2. A look at London Fletcher, the ex-St. Louis Ram. From the 41. Then they blow that one dead in mid-motion. Randy, we see a lot of 2-back with the Denver Broncos. Watching tape, we see a lot of 1-back. What do you expect to see a lot of today as Walt Coleman gives us the call?
False start, instinct, offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Well, for you folks out there to watch the running backs for Denver, pay attention to one thing, or actually 3 things. Gary, Portis, and Anderson. When Gary's in the game, Anderson is going to be a fullback. When Portis is in the game, pretty good chance it's a sweep outside or a pass. And when Anderson's in the game, which will be most of the time, except for here, obviously, it's a good chance it's going to be a run with Mike Anderson.
Gary has come in. Griese from the shotgun from the Buffalo 46 with the penalty. Now at his side is Alandis Gary. Good block by Salam. Down the middle it goes, incomplete. He was looking for McCaffrey. He got tangled up with the rookie Wire. 2 Stanford guys going head-to-head. Incomplete pass. And it's 4th down, and the Denver Broncos have got to punt the ball.
And how about little London Fletcher? You know, you meet London Fletcher. He doesn't look like a big, mean middle linebacker. But this guy just got right in Brian Greasy's kitchen with a little pass rush. It wasn't late. There wasn't interference. That was just good, aggressive defense by Buffalo.
Tom ruined a punt. And deep back is Charlie Rogers. Rogers has returned 3 punts in his career for touchdowns. Nice, high, hanging, well-placed punt. Rogers will let it bounce. And easily grabbed and nailed by Lenny Walls. He is a rookie free agent out of Boston College. A 45-yard punt. And that's going to strand Drew Bledsoe and the Buffalo offense at their 1.
An excellent special teams play. The Denver Broncos are a team that pride themselves as a well-rounded, all-around team. When they won the championships, they were very good in all 3 phases, and they're getting back to that point.
And there is your AFC Offensive Player of the Week because of those numbers last week against the Vikings.
I still think he throws the ball better than anybody else in this league right now. Just pure throwing the ball.
Couple tight ends, couple wide receivers. Henry in the backfield from the 1. First and 10 for Bledsoe. Right to work goes Bledsoe and dumps it off to Henry, who's gobbled up by McLaughlin at about the 6-yard line on a gain of 4. Henry's 7th catch of the season. It'll be second down and about 6 to go. The offensive line, Jennings, the great Reuben Brown, Trey Teague, the ex-Denver starting tackle, Sullivan. Then you see Henry, centers, Molds, Price, and Remersma. On that offensive line, the rookie right tackle, Mike Williams, has had a good start to his season.
But both these tackles are very top-heavy, not real knee benders. Quick, violent moves will get to the defensive lineman, to the quarterback.
Second down and 6. Good time with the block by Teague, and it goes to Larry to make it Travis Henry, who is guarded by Wilson, and down he goes at about the 10-yard line. And that is a gain of 5 and about a yard shy of the first down. The Denver Broncos on the defensive side. Price, Dalton, McLaughlin, and Kavika Pittman. Linebackers, maybe the fastest trio in the NFL with Gold, Wilson, and John Mobley.
No maybe there, Kev. They are.
Hard-hitting secondary, especially the assassins Reese and Kennedy. O'Neal and Denard Walker are the corners. Third down and 1 from the 10-yard line for Drew Bledsoe. Henry in the backfield. And Bledsoe the quick count and a catch for a first down. Grabbed by Molds at the 16-yard line. A pickup of 6 and some breathing space for Drew Bledsoe.
In most teams, you would think that's a running down, 3rd and 1. But Greg Williams' football team with Drew Bledsoe this year so far in these situations, that is their about 8th or 9th situation, and they've only passed the ball twice.
A catch by Molds now. His 68th consecutive game with the reception. A look at McLaughlin. First down and 10 from the 16 for Bledsoe, maybe changing the play. And Travis Henry grabbed and brought. No, he slips by Price. And then Kenoy Kennedy rolls him out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage. I don't know how in the world he got by Trevor Price, but he did. Virtually no gain on the play. We'll call it second down and about 10 to go. Mike Shanahan in his 8th year as the coach of the Denver Broncos.
Pound for pound, stat for stat, move for move. Probably the prototype in this league right now. I think he's the guy a lot of people should emulate themselves after. But they're trying to build an organization, build a staff, and build the talent you need to win.
Larry Centers has come in with Henry. Second down and 10 yards to go from the 16-yard line. Come up again. Here comes Henry. Not much room right there. Brought down by Reggie Hayward. A loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and long at about the 15.
You know, fans watching sometimes, especially if this was a Buffalo game at home, or you're sitting at home in Buffalo, you're a Bills fan going, what in the heck? They're just running into the line. They're not getting any yardage. Buffalo has got to run the ball. They have got to pound the ball. They have got to get chances to get Henry loose. You cannot, with the speed of the Denver defense, try to throw every down a la Gannon on that Monday night game against Pittsburgh. You just can't do it.
From the 15, 3rd down 11. Centers in the backfield. 4 receivers deployed. There's a good block by the rookie Reed. Time for Bledsoe. Fires a pass and almost intercepted, incomplete. Off of Molds. Almost grabbed by Reese. Great pressure up the middle came from Bertrand Berry. And like the Denver Broncos, before them, Buffalo's got a punt.
It's a good job by the offensive line, setting up Bledsoe, giving him the time to throw it. Moulds makes the adjustment around Ian Gold. Should have had it. No excuse. Ball's where it had to be. Might have been a tad bit high. That's why he cashes those nice checks on Monday mornings.
Brian Mormon will punt in the shadow of his own goalpost. Snap from Dave Moore. Deltha O'Neal is back inside the 35. And brought down by Deshaun Polk, and a fumble on the play unless they've blown it dead. A flag is down. The ball is loose at the 40-yard line. 53-yard punt and a 16-yard return as it stands right now. So we have a loose ball, we have a fumble, and a lot going on this Buffalo punt. Walt Coleman from Alabama is our referee here in Denver this afternoon. The Broncos last week beat San Francisco 24-14, holding Garrison Hurst to 5 yards. And on the Buffalo side, that thrilling overtime 45-39 win to Greg Williams and his Buffalo Bills, the second consecutive Buffalo overtime game to begin the season. Not what they were planning, I'm sure, and this is against the Denver Broncos.
But this is an emotional team that
Holding 21 on the receiving team. The penalties decline. We have a fumble and a recovery by Buffalo. First down.
And a turnover going against the Denver Broncos, and an early break for Williams and his Buffalo Bills.
I'm real interested now to see what Buffalo does with this break. Deltha O'Neal is not a guy that puts the ball on the ground very often. I think he's down. We got a replay coming, Kevin.
Deltha O'Neal is in his 3rd year out of Cal. As a rookie here for the Broncos, fumbled 8 times on punt returns.
Well, when they go into the books, when he's done playing, this won't be one of them they're going to record. Watch right here. Knee down. End of argument, end of report, end of discussion. That is not a fumble. That knee touched down as he was being brought down.
Broncos challenge, and there you take a look at Walt Coleman, so they'll make it definitive on the field.
You're being tackled, you're twisted, the leg goes down. Now the ball's exposed. This should be easy for Walt Coleman. That right knee hits the ground. That play is dead as soon as that right knee hits the ground. This is a Denver ball.
Broncos have won the first 2 games of this season. 2-0 coming in. The Buffalo Bills 1-1. Last year Buffalo started 0-4, and last year Denver, same as this season, 2-0.
One more time. We're seeing what Walt Coleman's seeing. See that knee?
And we're sure that is a knee down and not a shadow.
It's the knee, the shadow, and the other knee.
It's everything.
It's the shadow of the other knee while the other knee is down. See, when you get in these situations where things tend to drag out a little bit, a lot of the times they're trying to figure out the exact point and spot where the ball should be, where that knee came down, where on the field the ball will be placed.
After reviewing the play, the runner's knee was down prior to the ball coming in. Denver will not be charged with timeout. We have holding 21 on the receiving team. That penalty now will be accepted. 10-yard penalty and first down.
So Denver will have it at the 29-yard line. I think even Greg Williams knew, and his coaches were telling him from upstairs here in the press box that it was indeed no fumble and his knee was down.
But there isn't a tougher place to play, I think, in the NFL for the first quarter of a football game than Mile High Stadium. Or this is the new Mile High, but
yes.
Forget it. I'm still in Denver. It's Mile High. The relationship between the crowd and this team can take a football team out of a football game in the first quarter. You got to learn to hang. You got to be tough mentally.
On the 29, Alandis Gary in the backfield. First down and 10 for Brian Greasy, and throws to Rod Smith, and grabbed and brought down on the play by Chris Watson. A gain of 13 and a first down up to the 41-yard line.
Buffalo took a chance there, brought the blitz, brought Keith Newman inside through the A-gaps, just steaming inside, going after Brian Greasy. That opens up the Rod Smith inside for the quick slant. Just too much real estate to give a receiver like Rod Smith that much room inside.
Shy of the 42. It is a first down for Greasy. Gary in the backfield. Brian Greasy down the sideline and dropped by the rookie out of Hawaii, Ashley Lilly. For June Jones, his coach at Hawaii and a one-time NFL head coach, said had the best hands he's ever seen, college or pro, and a flag is down. This is against the Denver Broncos. They love this kid, their first-round pick.
Personal foul, grasping and twisting of the face mask, 74, offense, 15-yard penalty, still first down.
That's the left tackle, Ephraim Sawam.
Whoa. And he got his money's worth, I guess, too. He grabbed it and pulled the guy down by it. You know, Mike Shanahan is very much kind of a poker face guy. You want to make him mad, get a penalty like this. Left tackle right here, Salam. Got the face mask. Oh, he grabbed the face mask, but he didn't twist it and tear the guy's helmet off.
Anderson is in, shy of the 27, first and 25. That brought down by defensive line. Shidi Ahanatu, number 72, a late signing in camp. Will be second down and 23.
And we all got a good look at Ashley Lilly on that next to last play there. Running down the sideline. Mike Shanahan's eyes light up when he talks about Ashley Lilly. His size, his speed. In this offense, as a third, fourth receiver, that's what defenses are having so much trouble with right now in the NFL. Spread offenses, and their fourth and fifth receivers are much better than the defensive backs that go that deep.
29-yard line, second down and 23, and down the sideline he goes, again zooming in on McCaffrey, covered on the play by Prelo, along with Bostic. It'll be third down and 23.
But if you're Greg Williams and the Buffalo Bills, you love to see this. You love to see Brian Greasy going back and throwing passes. You want Gary Kubiak, the offensive coordinator, taking some shots, throwing the ball right here early, because you don't want to see that running game eating up the clock, eating up the yards, and more importantly, Kevin, setting up that play action pass.
Absolutely, which he does so well. Now third down and 23 at the 29. Anderson in the backfield, good block by Salam. Greasy niftily moves up and throws a pass, caught by Lilly, but shy of a first down. And to get to the 48 of the Buffalo Bills, lassos the pass at the 48 of the Denver Broncos. It'll be fourth down for a second consecutive possession. Denver's got a punt.
I might have a new favorite young defensive back in the NFL, Corey Wire there from Stanford. Young, strong safety, played linebacker in college, played a little halfback before that. He's got that wild, crazy look. You can't figure out where it came from. The guy wrestled in high school, heavyweight in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's a tough division.
And lost the championship to a guy who was 6'7". That may have been deflected. Nonetheless, it's a punt that goes off the side of his foot inside the 35.
Yeah, that one word you don't want to hear when you're golfing. A shank.
19-yard punt.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Saturn, makers of the View, the redesigned L Series, and coming soon the all-new Ion. And by GM, the car company in overdrive.
It's the Buffalo Bills' first regular season visit to Denver since 1995 with Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan. Couple Denver possessions, couple Denver punts. Buffalo punted the first time they had it. Now they get it again after the Bronco boot by Ruin. Off the side of his foot, 32-yard line, first and 10. Butzer 3 of 4 to start the game. Goes outside where it's caught by fullback Larry Centers. Brought down quickly by Delta O'Neal. Spot the ball for 36 on a gain of 4.
I think one of the big matchups you got to pay attention to in this football game is going to be this offensive line of Buffalo working against the defensive line, especially the interior linemen of the Denver Broncos. You got Chester McLaughlin in there, Lionel Dalton, who are disrupting everybody they've faced so far. Did a great job against San Francisco last year. And that's not even talking about last week, not even talking about Trevor Price, a Pro Bowl tackle now playing in.
Second down and 6. From the 36. Henry in the backfield and Bledsoe Great time and incomplete at the 39-yard line. Shorter dropbacks the Broncos were telling us they've noticed about Bledsoe's passing this year now as a Buffalo quarterback.
Well, Greg Williams is very aware that he's got a relatively inexperienced offensive line, save Reuben Brown at the left guard position. So it behooves them, with Bledsoe staying healthy and being their guy, their hood ornament, take 3 to 5 step drops, timing patterns, and zap those things out. So far, Bledsoe's got 4 completions, 3 to running backs.
And he's got one of the great pass-catching running backs in the NFL with him now in the backfield, Larry Centers. 3rd down and 6 from the 36-yard line. Peerless Price is on the move. Shotgun snap from Teague. Pocket crumbles, and down he goes. Brought down by John Mobley. His 10th career sack, his first sack of the season. And that will force the Buffalo Bills to punt again.
Coming into this game, Buffalo saw a lot of action where the backers are up, but the linemen would come out. You know what happened there? There was no fake. The linemen are up. Trevor Price makes Drew Bledsoe step away right into John Mobley. Great defensive call by Ray Rhodes and his staff.
Brian Moorman, who had a 61-yard punt last week inside the dome up in Minnesota. 2 years out of Pittsburgh State. Well booted. Nice kick, too, in this thin, mile-high air. Delta O'Neal looking into the sun. Lets it go inside the 10 and down at the 3-yard line. Put there by the Buffalo Bills, Chris Watson. That's a beauty by Moorman. A career-high 70-yard punt. Both teams have had the ball twice. Both teams have punted. 70-yarder moments ago by Brian Moorman has marooned Brian Griese back at his 3-yard line. Where it is, 1st down and 10. And the handoff goes to the talented rookie out of the University of Miami, Clinton Portis, for a gain of 2. He's up near the 4-yard line. 2nd down and 8 coming up as we take it downstairs to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. Look over my shoulder. Landis Gary, they're working on his left ankle right now. It is sprained. His return is questionable. Back to you.
That's why they've got some depth here in Denver at running back.
You haven't heard too many of the geniuses around this country say, why doesn't Denver trade one of their running backs for something? Terrell Davis can't play. Gary's coming off injuries the last year or 2. Mike Anderson's running hard, and the kid from Miami impresses everybody.
The fake to that kid. 2nd down and 8 from the 4, and he goes outside, where it's caught by his tight end, Dwayne Carswell. And that's his first catch of the day. It's a gain of 4. Carswell's 2nd catch of the season. And they'll spot the ball at about the 9-yard line.
This is the Denver M.O. Quick fake there to Portis. Griese back, dump it off to the tight end, Carswell. You got to always be careful. Greg Williams is very aware when you're facing this offense and Mike Shanahan that you've got to be covered deep, because he loves to take deep shots when he's backed up.
Now Portis is out. Anderson is in. And 3rd down and 4.
The lead up top.
From the 9. Good block by Lepsis. Pocket troubles, and down he goes. Aaron Schobel got in there. Makes the sack, the first one on Griese, and for Schobel, his 4th of the season, and that will force Denver to punt again.
Well, last week the excuse was the tackle in front of Schobel got hurt. Here's Schobel, here's Salam. Now the credit will go to Schobel. The credit or the blame will go to Salam because his guy got a sack. Rightfully so. That pocket is pushed right into Griese's face, and the coverage down the field was excellent.
Was almost blocked, and after a 19-yard, a flag is down. After a 19-yard effort last time, Bruin gets this one off, and it's loose on the field and recovered at the 48-yard line by Charlie Rogers. Philip Crosby was racing in, but there is a flag down at about the 36-yard line and in the end zone as well. So 2 on the field.
If it has anything to do with the kicker, then the big question is it running into or roughing? I think Walt Coleman meant to point at the Bills.
Wrong way.
Unless he's going to penalize Ruin for not getting it blocked.
Well, after that last one, you didn't know what to expect, but that one right there was a pretty good punt. A 53-yard boot.
Danny Smith, Buffalo special teams coach, almost got it. You got to keep coming, though. You're trying to make something happen. You've had big plays go against you the last 2 weeks. You don't get conservative. You try to keep making plays.
Like New England, he's been putting some starters on those special teams to try to counter what happened week 1 with the New York Jets.
This isn't Division I where you get all 18 backups.
Crosby just about had it.
I'll tell you what, he was blocked by Mike Anderson,
right.
Into Ruin.
Running into the kicker, number 41 of the defense. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 29 of the return team. During the kick, that penalty will be accepted. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Look at all the Buffalo Bills are all standing on their sideline going, do they have it or do we have it? Well, they declined this one, running into, but you're holding down the field means you got a ways to go.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Hummer. Check out the new H2 at Hummer.com. Hummer, like nothing else. And by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service.
Little snow on those mountains.
Ah, thank goodness. It's not coming to Colorado unless you got that Chamber of Commerce kind of picture.
After the punt, 34-yard line. Bledsoe with his third possession today. First down and 10. And changing the play.
It's an audible for the blitz, and it is coming.
Good protection. Dumps it outside. Caught by Travis Henry. Brought down by Izell Reese. And a flag down at the 27-yard line.
Little holding against Buffalo.
When you look at Drew Bledsoe, Randy, did he just lose his job in New England, or did he lose his passion along with his job?
Holding, 74, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, Kevin, you hear me talk a lot about chemistry. And I think the move in New England was based more on chemistry than it was based on pure ability. I mean, you couldn't complain about anything Drew Bledsoe did last year before he was hurt. And you obviously have to point to everything he did after he was hurt as the class way to handle something. And good things come to classy people. And his chance in Buffalo is a great opportunity.
On the 24 with the penalty, it's first down and 20. Nice tackle made from behind by the Denver Broncos. Monte Rager, and picked up and brought in by Chester McLaughlin on the loose ball. And that is his first career touchdown.
No whistle, no point to the ground, and Travis Henry is down and holding a leg. Chester's on the nose, but watch Henry, the running back. Look at Rieger, puts all his weight on top of him. He drops the ball, I think, as a reflex action because of the injury involved. And big Chester McLaughlin gets to bring this back. Watch Rieger right here, 99, coming into your picture. All his weight's on the left leg. Oh, that's not good. And Chester gets a touchdown. That's called fantasy camp in defensive lineman lingo.
Henry has fumbled 3 times this season, but that was costly, deep in his own zone, and returned for a touchdown by the perennial all-pro player in the middle, Chester McLaughlin.
It's a testament to how strong this young running back out of Tennessee is to be able to support the weight of a defensive lineman trying to grab him with that upper body. This guy he's a ball of muscle.
The one benefit Buffalo does have is they are deep at running back with some pretty high choices over the last couple years.
Well, Greg Williams has seen Sean Bryson and Sammy Morris do some good jobs running the ball for him in the past, but he came into this season really wanting this guy, Travis Henry, to be the feature runner. They've got Larry Centers out of fullback. He's not really a fullback. He's an extra halfback, really, and one of the better receivers they have.
So Beasley Reese is on that story as you take a look at Chester McLaughlin, who has played in the NFL 11 years, Oakland, Kansas City, and now Denver.
And now he's telling everybody, I was going to cut back, but I decided to go to the clear area.
Elam's extra point is in, and Denver has drawn first blood as Chester McLaughlin records his first NFL touchdown. A fumble return for 24 yards. Well, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, that's a pretty good thing to see. Henry up and walking around.
Absolutely. And if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you got to be patient with your football team. This is a tough place to play. I've mentioned that earlier. Don't let this early momentum affect your football team if you're Greg Williams and the Buffalo Bills.
Well, the Buffalo Bills know all about coming from behind, as we saw last week in Minnesota.
Oh, back and forth with 9 lead changes.
Right. Elam has it teed up. Rodgers is deep back. And Charlie Rodgers, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks, gets it and finds a seam. And then is brought down nicely by Buffalo's Kelly Herndon after a 25-yard return. He's up to the 27-yard line.
You know, speaking of Charlie Rodgers, how good was Charlie Rodgers to Michigan State yesterday?
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable. A couple of little points I'd like to bring up for you to just to think about. First of all, this is the model. When I say that, I mean the Denver Broncos, this football team, this organization, this stadium. If you're getting a team together or rebuilding one, start here. Other thing you start with speed. Everybody's talking about the pass. Hey, everybody's going to pass, but the run will be back.
In the backfield, they've got Morris on 1st and 10. Jay Riemersma, the tight end, gets it, and upended by Delta O'Neal at about the 30-yard line on a gain of 4. Riemersma, one of the more unheralded receiving tight ends in the NFL. It'll be 2nd down. And
we've already seen a pretty good indication of why people are so impressed with this defense of the Denver Broncos. Both their speed and their aggressive nature. Drew Bledsoe and his receivers and the ball carriers have got to have it low, got to be buckled up, and got to be ready to be smacked because it's coming.
Linebackers all with speed in the 40 of 4-5 or below. 2nd down, long 6. They dump it outside. Peerless Price and belted at about the 39. Gets a 1st down on a gain of 9 on 2nd down and 6.
You know, and Peerless Price talked about how Kenoy Kennedy said he smacked me when he was at Arkansas. I'm used to this guy hitting me. But this Buffalo Bills offense has really come on strong. I think the big guy you got to watch, Josh Reed, the rookie out of LSU. He is just learning what's going on, and he's got a coordinator and Kevin Gilbride that knows how to take advantage of tools and weapons.
Bryson and centers in the backfield, 39-yard line, 1st and 10. And Sean Bryson wiggles his way up to the 42, picking up 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. The interior of that defense making the stop. Rookie defensive tackle Monsanto Pope was there for Denver.
And you got a little bit different personality at running back now with Bryson and Morris coming. More power, more bang it at you. Travis Henry's more liable to make you miss and try to juke. That's not the deal with Bryson and Morris. You're going to get more power, more straight ahead running.
Bryson back there with centers. 2nd down and 6 from the 42. Quick drop, quick throw. Bowles the catch. Shy of a 1st down. Belted on the play by Tyrone Poole. And he's up to the 48-yard line and picks up 5 on the quick pass.
One thing you have to be impressed if you watch the Bills from these first 2 games and today is the chemistry, the timing between Drew Bledsoe and his wide receivers. It takes a while to really get down, but Drew says he and the receivers spend so much time together that he's able to tell these guys, especially a veteran like Eric Moulds, you know, I'm going to be in the inside shoulder if that defensive back is off, and Moulds says he puts it there.
Bryson and centers back there, 3rd and 1, 48-yard line. At centers readjusting the pitch out, going to Bryson around the corner, bangs his way into the defense of Al Wilson. He'll be close to a 1st down. Wilson is playing with a bad knee. In fact, Friday they didn't know if he could play at all, but out of bounds. Sean Bryson, 3 years out of Tennessee. It'll be close to the 1st.
What does that mean? That Wilson, right here in your screen, he only runs like a safety instead of a corner? He's down to a 4-4. If his knee's a little sore. Watch this hit. Talk about being ready to deliver a blow, being able to do a little business when you get to the ball carrier. Perfect hit by a linebacker. Young guys, you're out there playing football. Young guys, 10, 12, 13. That's how you tackle on an angle as a linebacker.
Shy of a 1st down. Last punt, 70 yards by Mormon. That is the longest in the NFL this season.
So far today, we're a mile high. We'll see a few of those.
4th down and a yard. Bryson did not get the 1st down. So now play has been stopped. And Denver, I think, has called a timeout because their return unit was not on the field. And the regular defense was still out there, not the return guys, except Delta O'Neal, who was back there.
Well, I'm sure Big Chester figured he could get him one. Already got a touchdown. He was worried about cutting back a little bit. Figured he'd just get him returned to go with that other fumble recovery.
Let's see what Walt Coleman tells us.
Play clock ran on the play due to the fact that it's very close to being a first down. We will not have a penalty. Fourth down.
And no timeout either. So Denver has 3 and Buffalo has their 3 timeouts as you take a look at Mike Shanahan.
So that means they were thinking about measuring it. Took a little extra time. They thought out again, and then they blew the whistle.
Mormon fields a low snap. Delta O'Neal into the sun, and fair caught at the 15-yard line. 37-yard punt, but inside the 20, which all punters want.
And about 30 yards high.
Yes. Great
Kickers have got to love this place.
A Henry fumble, a return by McLaughlin for a touchdown, 7-0 Broncos. We begin the second quarter here in Denver, Colorado with Randy Cross and Beasley Reese. This is Kevin Harlan.
Everyone talks about the big deal of Greasy replacing John Elway, and he's always larger than life. But look, in the 2 years that Elway won Super Bowls because he had a running game and a good defense, look at the numbers and compare him to Brian Greasy. Those are the numbers. That is the John Elway that Brian Greasy has to live up to, not the great quarterback.
Well, Mike Shanahan has said publicly he was disappointed that Brian Greasy did not lift his game last year after leading the NFL quarterbacking rating system in 2000.
Well, and so what if it's a psychological ploy? So what if, was he going to replace him in the opener? Whether he was or not, motivation. If you got a guy, you figure you got to have a foot in his backside a lot. Go ahead and do it. If it works, fantastic.
15-yard line, 1st and 10 after the punt. And Mike Anderson hurdled on the defender, then brought down lastly by Eddie Robinson. It's a gain of 7. He's out to the 22-yard line.
And very un-Bronco-like. In the first quarter, they had 12 yards rushing. 12 yards. Now that's more like the offense that Brian Greasy has to run. Have to have Mike Anderson. You got to gain yards. If you get Gary, you gain yards. If you go Portis, you gain yards. You get play action passes. That opens up the Lillees and the Smiths and the McCaffreys down the field.
The rookie Portis is in 2nd down and 3 from the 22. Portis blocked by Hamilton and devoured inside. Schobel was there. Late flag thrown in the pile. Chidi Ahanatu also in there. Coy Wire. Coming into the game, the Denver Broncos, one of the least penalized teams in the NFL. Just 6 penalties through 2 games. And they've had a couple already. This is against the Buffalo Bills. But Denver today has 3 penalties.
Personal foul, face mask, 98, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Now the face mask is going to add a lot, but watch this Denver offensive line make everything move this way, and then the gaps in the lanes open up. Now Portis didn't take the gaps in the lane backside. You got Neal making a cut. You got Nalen making a good block backside. Watch the backside of the running game when Denver has the ball. The big holes are not onside, they're backside.
Clinton Portis is in 1st down and 10 from the 40-yard line. And Portis the call. And gains 4 up to the 44-yard line. Brought down by a couple linebackers over there, Newman, along with London Fletcher. Well, let's finish up this Greasy conversation. So they don't necessarily want him to be Elway. They just want him to be efficient.
Yeah, that's the reality of this offense. I mean, John Elway is one of the best throwers and the best quarterbacks that ever breathed. But until those years when he had Terrell Davis running for all those yards and a defense to help him out, he lost Super Bowls and got blown out in Super Bowls. He needed that running game. That's what Greasy has to do.
Mike Anderson is in 2nd down and 6. Great throw and a nice catch made to the 40-yard line. Goes Rod Smith, 17-yard pickup. Rod Smith has 5 consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons. 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 39.
And a great side-by-side route with McCaffrey opening things up underneath for Rod Smith. And you're going to see, folks, today, this offense for the Denver Broncos, the toys, the weapons, they're adding a Lille. Hopefully he's a big weapon for them, they think.
2nd catch today for Rod Smith, 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for Brian Greasy. Anderson in the backfield with the block. And here goes Greasy. Chased on the play by Denny and out of bounds. You see that number 90 for the Buffalo Bills, you automatically think of Phil Hansen, who wore that old number 90. He has since retired. And there's the young Ryan Denny. He is a second-round pick out of BYU, seeing his first NFL snaps in this afternoon's game.
And young Denny has got a defensive staff on the sideline screaming, "Get him!" There's Denny right there, just out of the picture. But watch Greasy. Nothing there. Make something happen, then get the heck out of bounds. It's just about making plays and taking what people give you. You don't have to be spectacular.
Second down 5 from the 34. Portis belted and brought down by Pearson Prelo inside the 30-yard line near the 29. They've got to get to the 29 for the first down.
I'll tell you one thing. If I was one of the other 31 teams in this league, I would send spies to Denver. And I'd plant microphones and little cameras in their scouting department, and I would try to find out their secret for picking running backs. Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak there as offensive coordinator. Just look at the record. Look at the Mike Andersons, the Terrell Davises, and the Cleveland Garys, and the Clinton Portis. I mean, you just keep coming up with this thing. It's not luck.
30-yard line, third down and 1. Portis in the backfield with fullback Mike Anderson. Portis, the call on a first down dive. And he picks up a couple yards. Bottom of that pile. Mark him at the 27-yard line. This has been a run-oriented drive. Coming up in the next halftime report, we'll go to New York. Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer will have scores and highlights for you. Next halftime coming up next year on CBS. A lot of runs on this drive.
Well, you want a good example, too. We were talking about this whole Elway Greasy thing. What's he got to do? How he's got to live up to. And look at Dan Marino in the studio in New York. Has there ever been a guy better than him? I don't think so, throwing the ball. But he never had that running game. He never had his Ricky Williams.
8th play of the drive, 27-yard line, 1st and 10, Greasy. The defender slipped, and Greasy has time, and caught by McCaffrey. How he held on, I do not know. He was drilled by Prelo. It's 1st and goal. The Denver Broncos at the Buffalo 3.
Remember that Monday night opener last year when Ed McCaffrey broke his leg going for a ball? The reason this staff and this organization and this crowd in Denver loves Ed McCaffrey is right here. He will give it up. He will go get it. And when he gets hit like that, look at the arms wrap over the ball. If you're a young receiver out there looking, you take your lick and you hold it.
How in the world did he hold on to that?
Here's Eddie McCaffrey. I've heard some so-called experts say he can't run anymore.
It's 1st and goal from the 3. Clinton Portis to the 1. Stopped in there by Robinson. Also getting a hand in there, Ron Edwards. It'll be 2nd down and goal. McCaffrey still on the sideline, clearing the cobwebs.
Oh, and while we went away to commercial, this place rose when he got off the ground. They're chanting, "Eddie, Eddie." I mean, they love this guy because he has done that his entire career. I mean, and I must point out, Prelo, that tackle, perfect form tackle. No head involved, all shoulder.
It's 2nd down and goal at the 1. Brian Greasy with Portis. Nice block by Mike Anderson. Touchdown, Denver Broncos. That is his first NFL touchdown.
And the reason he gets it is that offensive line. And watch the fullback, Mike Anderson, lead block for his young halfback. Nice job onside by Lepsis and Neal. Anderson gets the kick out. Well, he didn't walk in, but he scored easy.
Whelan's extra point. So Denver has scored a touchdown on defense, and Clinton Portis, the 2nd-round pick out of Miami, with his first career touchdown run.
And he still hasn't let that ball go. That one's going home.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Chrysler. Drive equals love. Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper. And by IBM. E-business is the game. Play to win.
Beautiful Invesco Field here in Denver, Colorado. Elam's kick after the 1-yard touchdown run by Portis. Rodgers into the sun to the 3-yard line. And he's out to the 23-yard line. A return of 21 yards.
There's Alex Gibbs, offensive line coach emeritus. Good argument for Hall of Fame for an assistant, as my offensive line coach Bob McKittrick was.
Good news for Bill fans. They got their great running back Travis Henry back in the game.
And bad news for Travis Henry and the Buffalo Bills. This crowd's getting louder, and this defense seems to be getting just a little bit nastier.
After the kickoff, 23-yard line, 1st and 10, Drew Bledsoe. Here comes Price. Bledsoe gets away from him and slings a pass upfield, caught by Moulds. Incomplete at the 37. Covered by Deltha O'Neal and Kenoi Kennedy, 2nd down and 10.
Sometimes some of the better catches that wide receivers make are the ones that don't count.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you talk about catching a ball in the air, that's one thing, but catching a ball after it skips off the ground, that's got to be tough.
It's like a shortstop in baseball.
But these are the kind of timing routes. This is an example of how Drew Bledsoe has got to get his ball off. You saw him get the pressure and have to step up. As long as he's got the step up, and Chester McLaughlin and Dalton aren't in his face, he'll be able to throw.
23-yard line, 2nd down and 10, empty backfield. Henry is a wide receiver, 1 of 4. Here they come, and brought down by Mobley, the 2nd Denver sack today. He was thrown for a loss back near the 20-yard line. The pocket was collapsing, and Bledsoe had to eat it. Price was in there, Mobley was in there, a cast of thousands for Denver.
Coming from the outside, coming from that side, and coming from the middle. Nowhere to go, nowhere to duck to, nowhere to throw. That's when you're counting for the quarterback. That's 1,001, 1,000.
The noise of an offensive line.
That is, you don't. Greg Williams knows he's got to have quick timing. 1, 2, 3, bang, ball's got to be out. But that was a 1-2 duck.
Outside the 18-yard line, 3rd and 14. Bledsoe centers in the backfield. Moves up. Nice block by Teague. Slings a pass downfield. Incomplete. No yellow on the field. Although Moulds wants it. And there's a nice play by the former Dallas Cowboy, Izell Reese. And the Buffalo Bills and Drew Bledsoe got a punt.
Well, there's a saying, Kevin, that life is timing. For a defensive back, their life is timing. Can you get there at the same time the ball does? You tell me that wasn't exactly simultaneous.
Well timed, and they love this kid Reese, who comes from Dallas.
He loves to hit. He loves to make plays.
Loves to study.
He's a quarterback. He's a quarterback that happens to be a DB.
So the communication back there among the safeties hasn't been this good since Atwater and Dennis Smith were here years ago. Deltha O'Neal on the Mormon punt from the 40-yard line. Cuts around, being chased. Bostic is on him. He has a beat on him and brings him down at the 33-yard line.
You shouldn't have to dodge your own guys. Now, if the other guys are trying to tackle you, you got to dodge those, but not your own guys.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Gateway, where you've got a friend in the business. And by Jack Daniel's Original Hard Cola. Come as you are.
We're back in Denver, 14-0 the score. Chester McLaughlin, a fumble return of a touchdown, and Clinton Portis, a 1-yard touchdown run.
Hey, it's an accounting firm. I wonder what those guys did on the weekends.
That's how they dress. That's it. Cut it loose, baby. Cut it loose. 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Mike Anderson slips by O'Tanahu and finally brought down by Schobel. Gain of 5 on the play. He's at the 39-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 5. Well, celebrities, athletes, and actors love the game of football, and each week NFL.com spotlights their stories. This week, Ethan Zahn, winner of Survivor Africa, talks about growing up a Patriots fan and why he loves football only at NFL.com or in America Online, keyword NFL.com. Brian Greasy.
And if you tell me he watched it on the internet while he was doing Survivor, I'm going to have a little issue with it.
Inside the 40, 2nd down and 5. Almost picked off on the play by Watson. The ex-Denver Bronco was just flagged as he was covering Rod Smith across the way.
Watson working on Smith. That's illegal, Chuck. That's legal contact.
Pass interference.
That's
21.
sort of impairing one's issues.
Questionable.
That's one thing that Denver has. I mean, Buffalo has. Greg Williams has got some defensive backs. Chris Watson can make plays. Nate Clements. Antoine Winfield. These guys can cover man up, and it's what they have to do with Denver. If Denver is going to want to throw, they're going to have to man up and blitz.
Portis in the backfield, 1st and 10 near midfield for Brian Griese. Right to Portis, here comes the rush. He gets away from Prelo and throws it incomplete. As Griese scrapes himself off the floor. You know, one of the things about Brian Griese, the concern is his health. He has never made it through a complete season in the NFL.
Well, that just makes him a modern quarterback. Nobody does. Watch the blitz coming after Griese, and watch the little pockets on this right side of the offense that develop as Griese tries to get somebody open. Watch the pockets to the right. There's a pocket deep. There's a pocket here. There's a pocket here. But there's nowhere to go with that ball. That's manning up and bringing the blitz. Good guess by the staff of the Buffalo Bills.
Shy of the 50. 2nd down and 10. Anderson is in there with Griese, and he gets the call outside. Swing pass. Whistles out of his reach. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10.
He only needed about another 3 inches on his arms. That would have been a completion. That's probably the toughest pass, I think, for a quarterback. And you know, you've seen guys like Marino and Elway and Boomer and people like that make this look easy, but try that at home sometime with your kid. Have him run sideways and away from you, and you try to hit him on the run.
Was Griese almost pulled in game 1 against St. Louis in favor of Steve Erline?
Like I said earlier, whether he was or he wasn't, the message was sent. And proper motivation, it worked.
3rd down and 10. Outside the 49. Good block by Lepsis. Griese going deep down the sideline. Oh! Lally had a hand on it, but could not reel it in. Incomplete. Covered by Chris Watson. 4th down. Denver's got a punt.
Sometimes the best defense for a defense is terra firma. Planet Earth. Got it. Got it. Elbows hit the ground. Hands can't hold on to it. Watch the elbows and the hands. I'm going to catch it. I don't think so.
Tom Ruin will punt inside his 40-yard line for Denver. Charlie Rogers back at the 10-yard line for the Buffalo Bills. Great punt. Jacks it way up and into the end zone. 50-yard punt back to the 20-yard line with a touchdown. Well, our NFL.com poll question today: which AFC rivalry is the most heated? Take a look at them. Of course, Dolphins and Jets played today. The Broncos-Raiders matchup is pretty good as well.
That's good. I think these two right here are as good as they get in matchups. Chiefs and the Raiders. I mean, you can talk about all you want. This AFC East, Mike Shanahan was on the other side, being with the Raiders. Everybody hates the Raiders, but within the AFC East, they kind of take turns in those matchups.
Right. Touchback after the Denver punt to the 21st and 10. The pitch out to Henry, a block by Centers. Not a lot of room outside. Al Wilson there along with Mobley and Tyrone Poole. Loss of a yard on the play. Push it back to the 19.
You know, I use the term quick and hit it and pass. It should be the same way with the run. To open up Travis Henry in this running game, you can't go laterally against this defense. With Gold, Mobley, and Burns, you have got guys that can run like crazy. Then you got Wilson in the middle. If you get those 4 at the same time, it's defensive backs.
Mike Shanahan says probably the fastest defense he's had here in Denver.
Fast is one thing, but fast that can deliver and play is another.
They can knock you out. 2nd down, 11 at the 19. Bledsoe. Nice block by Henry. It goes outside to Centers and straddles it out to the 29-yard line. Brought down by Reese, close to a 1st down on a gain of 10.
What a nice job by Travis. The little things. You got to look for little victories when you're trying to do things right. Travis Henry lights up the blitzer, Ian Gold. Larry Centers, nice catch, nice balance. You got to build on those. If you're the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo offense, you've got a nice play. Now you got Drew Bledsoe on 3rd and short. The history for this team so far this year is that this is a passing down.
Henry and Centers in the backfield. 29-yard line, 3rd down and 1 for Bledsoe. Bledsoe today 8 of 12 throwing. Henry, a lead block by Centers and a nice hole and a 1st down. Hit by Al Wilson as he climbs up to the 35-yard line.
Can you say code breaker when you're throwing the pass 90-some-odd% of the time in the first 2.5 games? get in the same situation. You bring big Reuben Brown around, who's a Pro Bowler. He clears out a little space for the young running back. And
Marcus Sullivan was in there.
Good to see the old Tennessee Volunteer back in the game and off the effects of that bad left leg.
First down at the 35 for Bledsoe. Henry, another block by Simmons, and again, right up the gut he goes, near the 40-yard line, hit by Ian Gold on a gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. Are you winning your fantasy matchup? Get real-time scores and stats for your fantasy team at CBSSportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
How about that look yesterday on Travis Henry's face? We asked him about Tennessee, Florida.
He was shocked like a lot of us were.
It was a great game on CBS yesterday if you're a Gator fan.
Second down, long 5, shy of the 40 for Bledsoe. Good block by Jonas Jennings down the sideline, going deep, incomplete. The coverage by O'Neal, and the pass downfield for Peerless Price. It'll be third and a long 5.
And Peerless is a little shaken up there on that play. I love Delphia O'Neal comes up and he's pointing at the wide receiver. Drew Bledsoe tries to put this on the outside where only his guys got the chance of getting it. You heard Jerome Bettis on the pregame show today tell the guys, one thing you have to do when you get in the NFL, you got to learn how to fall. And it's just as important to learn how to fall as a wide receiver, maybe even more so because you're falling from a lot higher up.
Timeout taken here at Invesco Field. Quick timeout taken by Buffalo. You were talking before about the communication that exists between Bledsoe and his young receivers. Is it taking a while to get that chemistry going?
Normally it would take a lot longer than it has right now, but with Price and Molds and the whole group, Drew Bledsoe's thrown for those 734 yards because his receivers are starting to figure out how Drew adjusts, and adjustments are the key to the NFL.
Third down, long 5, shy of the 40. Good block by Centers. There goes Bledsoe. He's got a receiver down the side. That's Eric Molds for a first down inside the Denver Bronco 17-yard line. Whacked at the 16, a 44-yard pickup.
And who's the first guy over there to do a little slam fist with Molds 50 yards down the field? It's Drew Bledsoe. Puts that ball, he put that on his fingernails, right at the edge of his fingernails.
That play came on 3rd and 5. Eric Molds is the #1 third down receiver right now in the NFL.
But not very often for first down so far this year. That was unusual for him.
16-yard line, first down and 10. Crosby is in. It goes to Henry. Great block by Crosby as he bangs his way inside the 5. A flag is down at the 20-yard line. The game now to the 2. Flag is down at the 21.
I think this is going to be against Mike Williams, big number 68 out of the University of Texas.
That play was the first play run inside Denver territory all day by the Buffalo Bills.
Holding, 68, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That's the #4 overall pick, Mike Williams, the #1 choice out of Texas.
I think he was working against Kavika Pittman. And I mean, this guy is big. I mean, he's got cattle herd potential. He's so big. What he's got to learn to bend his knees a little bit, but he loves to maul people. And he finished off Kavika Pittman, and the reason he gets that holding penalty is he finished him off too obvious in front of the official.
6'6", 370. It's a lot of weight.
Yeah, especially when he falls on you. That's why Kavika Pittman's getting up kind of slow. But that's why Greg Williams is one of the reasons Greg Williams is so enthusiastic about this offense. I mean, you got Mike Williams, Marcus Sullivan, another good young lineman. Trey Teague, former Denver Bronco, was a tackle, now a center, playing well, probably the best of their linemen. Reuben Brown's a Pro Bowler. Jonas Jennings is a good young lineman. They have that dreaded potential.
Acquisitions by general manager Tom Donahoe with the penalty, 1st and 20. Shotgun snap from the 26. Look at the time for Bledsoe. Fires a pass caught by Price. Slashing his way to the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 21, and he does pick up a first down. 1st and goal for the Buffalo Bills.
There's Price in the slot. Up, Clear Riemersma, the tight end, clears everything up in front of him. That opens up the slot for Peerless Price to come underneath. Look at Riemersma, the tight end, that clears the safety. Underneath comes the slot receiver. Nice call by Kevin Gilbride, the coordinator of Buffalo. You've got it going on. Now can you finish off?
Two tight ends. Henry in the backfield. First and goal at the 5. They're just outside the 5. Bledsoe to Travis Henry. He'll knife his way to the 1. Brought down by Kennedy along with Ian Gold. It's a gain of 4. Second down and goal.
And remember what I keep saying. Greg Williams' offense can't do this. This is not going to be there. You've got to take this ball and go straight ahead and use power. You've got Teague at center. Does a nice job peeling back. Reuben Brown does a nice job at left guard. That opens that hole. Keep slamming the inside. I know Denver's got big defensive tackles, but they're a lot faster outside than they're bigger inside.
Second down, goal at the 1. Crosby is in. Timeout taken by Bledsoe. Too noisy.
Wrong defense. Why waste it down?
Buffalo's got 1 timeout left.
That's the value of a veteran quarterback.
Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan here at Invesco Field in Denver, Colorado. Veteran move by the quarterback to take the timeout.
Absolutely, and the leadership that Drew Bledsoe has showed here from day 1. He leads in meetings, he leads in practice, and he leads on the field for this team. He is the hood ornament. He's the lead man.
Second and goal at the 1. Crosby and Travis Henry in the backfield. Henry, where he gets a block from the tight end. Geeson, touchdown.
What a nice job by Henry when he bounces, giving a little facial. This is what I'm talking about, is outside. Watch when he gets out in here once he bounces. The blocking's pretty good inside, but this is Travis Henry's play. Bip! Right in the face.
That redeems his earlier fumble when McLaughlin picked it up and ran the other way for a touchdown.
And that was Izell Reese, normally a very sure tackler.
Extra point by Mike Hollis is in. Young tight end Corey Geeson held up the linebacker on that corner. Henry then went one-on-one with Reese and scores the touchdown.
Nothing there. Use some speed, use some power, and give him a little straight arm.
To Beasley Reese on the sideline.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. I just want to talk about the heart that Travis Henry showed on that drive. He hurt his leg earlier. Now, I walked up and down the sideline with him as he tried to recover his ability to go back into the game. He walked up and down the sideline. They worked on his leg for 10 or 15 minutes, or about 5 or 10 minutes, went back inside and then was very productive. He had to be in pain. He's to be congratulated. Back to you.
Hey, Beasley, isn't it nice to be young and heal fast? We got to the end of our careers. It took us a week to recover from that. It took him about 40 minutes.
Good looking drive orchestrated by Drew Bledsoe. 80 yards, about 5 minutes on the second quarter clock. Takes us to 2:50 to play here in the second quarter.
And don't forget that great block that Travis Henry made protecting Drew Bledsoe earlier. That's when you really knew that leg was back, when he just planted that linebacker trying to blitz.
The key play on that drive was the Aaron Moltz 44-yard reception, which gave Buffalo the great beginning field position. And the ensuing kickoff by Mike Hollis. Kevin Casper will get it. What about the goal line? 1-yard line for the Denver Broncos. Ooh, he is brought down by Philip Crosby. He is a second-year running back out of Tennessee. And he lays him out. 21-yard return. First and 10 Denver.
Now that's the level of performance you want from special teams. When you're a Denver Broncos and you won Super Bowls, your level of performance starts here. You peak up, down maybe a little bit, you peak again, down, but you stay within this 90% type range. When you're not a very good team, you're here. Week 1, you might peak there. Week 2, you might be there. 3 there, 4 there, 5 there, 6 there, 7 there, 8 there, 9 there. Consistency. That's the mark of a quality organization like they have here in Denver, and that's what Tom Donahoe and the Buffalo Bills are trying to establish in Buffalo with these kind of plays.
Looked like the stock market there for a second.
Well, yeah, that was not the NASDAQ. What a hit. A lot of times that's just what I talked about earlier, being great timing. Defenders have to have good timing. You're bringing the wood, and the wood meets you at the exact same time, and Casper did a little Pinocchio because he was the wood.
Sammy Morris was the injured Denver Bronco, and he'll walk under his own power to the sideline.
And Buffalo needs those running backs.
Oh, did I say Denver? I'm sorry. I meant Buffalo.
Morris and Bryson and Henry. And now here is where, Kevin, Denver is dangerous. You've gotten your score. You've gotten your chance. They are a team that knows how to take away hope.
21-yard line. Portis gets the pitch on 1st and 10. Nice blocking ahead by Lepsis. A foot race down the sideline. Belted out of bounds by Prelo. And by Winfield, he's up to the 45-yard line, a gain of 24 yards.
Remember what I said earlier about Portis. When he goes and he's in, weak runs outside. Portis is speed. Anderson and Gary is almost as much speed, but more power. If you're a Denver Bronco fan, you got to be ecstatic about the running back situation here. 8 carries, 43 yards, and a touchdown.
Lepsis is the injured Denver Bronco on the far side. He was the guy that threw that initial block that opened up that door on the side from his right tackle position.
That's one thing they started running a couple years ago with Terrell Davis. Actually, they started running it quite a while ago when Gary Zimmerman was the left tackle, who will soon probably be in the Hall of Fame here out of Denver, former Viking also. They flip that ball weak. That left tackle comes out and pulls and tries to make those blocks on the run. Lepsis is a good pickup. Former tight end.
That's right, at Colorado.
You know?
Yes.
Now you know he can catch, he can grab too, he can hold. He's got good hands.
Coming up next till halftime report from New York, Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer. Scores and highlights, all the news from a very busy day and a surprising day in the NFL. Who would have thought Carolina would start this season 3-0? But they have.
Mr. and Mrs. John Fox. The Richardsons were hoping so.
Exactly.
I think the only household in America was the Fox household. Good for John Fox. A really, really good defensive coach. Has got his chance to be a head coach, and he's doing some nice things down there.
Rodney Peters, the 38-year-old starting quarterback, 1st and 10 from the 45. Greasy with the pocket crumbling, chased by Ahanitu and by Irons, and shoved out of bounds into the Buffalo sideline. Out of bounds at about the 47, picks up 2 yards on the play.
And he gets back to the huddle. Brian Greasy's got to find 84 Shannon Sharp and just kind of tap him on the back and say thank you, because he saved him from a pretty good lick by London Fletcher.
Last week you and I were in Dallas. We saw quarterback Steve McNair do the same thing, but he had a luggage cart on the side and he was knocked out of the game for a couple series.
And he was also going to the visitor sideline. The visitor sideline, they're not going to stop you. They're going to let you keep going.
47-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Greasy. And a pass incomplete. He got a good block on the play from Blake Brockermeyer, who is now taking the place of Lepsis at that right tackle.
And a typical Denver organization pickup. You know, Brockermeyer was last with the Chicago Bears, where he was playing pretty well. And now suddenly here's the guy that's backing up in Denver in case something happens.
An insurance policy.
You know, it's exactly what Bill Belichick did in New England. And people were so amazed. You get quality football players that know they can't make the top dollars, that are willing to come to class places like this, make less money because they know they'll win.
Anderson in the backfield, 3rd down and 8 from the 47. Here they come on the blitz, and Greasy throws the ball, dropped by Rod Smith. He was waylaid by the blitzing safety Coy Wire.
Coy, my new favorite young defensive back in the NFL. Enthusiasm, speed, anybody that can wrestle against somebody about 100 pounds heavier and almost beat him is my favorite player.
Denver with the defensive touchdown, offensive touchdown. They lead 14-7. Kevin Harlan, Randy Cross, and Buffalo's hanging in there.
They got heart. They've got Bledsoe, so you know they got brains on offense. They've got good young players like this Corey Wire at safety, London Fletcher at middle linebacker. But Greg Williams has got this team playing with emotion. Always a good sign for a young team. You can get the talent to come along. The emotion is so many times the hardest part to get your team sold on.
High snap to Ruin. And Rodgers will let this go into the end zone. So you think they're taking a lot of their emotion today from what they accomplished last week in Minnesota, speaking of the Buffalo Bills.
And what they almost accomplished in the opener. You know, they should have probably in their mind, not should have, in their mind, they're positive they should have beat the New York Jets in the opener. And last week they kept coming back and they found a way. That's what a young team's about. They may not be as talented as somebody else, but if you let them hang around, they will find a way.
So Bledsoe, who leads the NFL in passing yards coming into today, has 98. Buffalo's got 1 timeout. Denver's got 3. Touchback to the 20. Centers at the side of Drew Bledsoe. 1st and 10.
Here's a time to be smart if you're an offense.
Bledsoe, what does he throw? He's incomplete. The pressure was coming up the middle, and Trevor Price authored it. 2nd down and 10.
And Drew Bledsoe is no stranger to this defense or this stadium. It seems like every time they play against each other, he's got to come here to Denver. And there's the record. And he had some pretty good football teams with him in New England. He knows this defense attacks. He knows this crowd is loud and tough to get around. But right now, the crowd is not much of an issue at 14-7.
2nd down, 10, 20-yard line for Bledsoe. Snap from Trey T. Good time outside centers, and caught and brought down by John Mobley for a loss on the play of 3 yards. Boy, he played that so well.
That was a monster play. That is a linebacker. It's probably about 215, 220 pounds, playing like a 250-pound linebacker. A LeVar Arrington, who's 6'4", 250, couldn't play that play any stronger what Mobley just did.
Would you say when you're taking a look, Randy, at the Denver Broncos, they are now more brute force than high tech and blitz like we've seen in the past with Elway and Terrell Davis?
Do you remember when Jimmy Johnson came into the NFL? Everyone made a big deal about his defense being smaller. But you know what Jimmy did? Jimmy had strong physical people inside and surrounded his team with speed, especially at the linebacker position. What Mike's doing here, what Marvin Lewis and Billick did in Baltimore a couple of years ago, what Bill Belichick's doing in New England is the exact same thing. Power in the middle, speed at the linebacker, nasty attitude at safety, and man-to-man cover ability at corner.
Nasty. It's a good word to use with this defense.
This is a nasty defense.
With the play, loss of 3 last time, 3rd down and 13. On the 17, Bledsoe hit and brought down, this time by Bertrand Berry, his 8th career sack, and the 3rd sack authored today by the Denver Bronco defense.
You know, Bertrand Berry now can go over to Chester McLaughlin and give him a little grief, because they refer to Bertrand Berry as a pass rush sack specialist, and he'll come around the outside working against Jonas Jennings. But Chester McLaughlin in an interview said, well, how come if you call him a sack specialist, if he doesn't have any sacks, is he just a specialist? Bledsoe has nowhere to go. Not only is there pressure on the outsides, he has nowhere to go to step up inside.
Denver just took a timeout. They've got 1 left. Buffalo has a timeout left. Buffalo sets the punt. You see Bertrand Berry, who is 5 years out of Notre Dame, a guy who spent his rookie season with the Indianapolis Colts. Another very smart, crafty pickup by this organization.
Yeah, good weekend for everybody associated with the Fighting Irish.
I should say so. Undefeated, 4-0 after winning up in East Lansing yesterday.
Okay, Drew Bledsoe's alma mater, Washington State's got a pretty good football team.
Mormon to punt in the shadow of his own goalpost. Delco O'Neal back inside the 45 for the Denver Broncos. Setting up the return, line drive boot, no hang time. Perfect. It's Delco O'Neal. Hit by Deshaun Polk and hammered at the 38. 43-yard punt, 13-yard return. Denver's got a timeout and great field position.
And Mormon comes to the sideline. The first person he meets should be Danny Smith, that special teams coach. And the first thing he says should be higher punt, hang time, ring a bell. This is what the Bills special teams. This year it's been bad, Kevin, but there is a little history here. I mean, you say Scott Norwood in upstate New York and they go nuts. The Music City Miracle, everybody knows about that. 2000 lowest in the league. I mean, it's been a history they're trying to break.
1st and 10 from the 38. Look out from behind. Coy Wire gets at the quarterback. Creasy again, jumping on his back at the 46-yard line.
Every time I see this young guy, I think there ought to be an audio track. Remember Dino from the Flintstones? Yeah. You see him run into the quarterback, there ought to be a he's like a little dog.
Second down, 18 from the 46. Greasy with the pocket crumbling again. Chased outside by Irons. Throws downfield where the pass is caught by Rod Smith at the 35-yard line. Pickup of 11. It'll be third down and about 7 to go. Timeout taken by Denver, and they burn their last timeout with 45 seconds to play in the second quarter.
I'm impressed with Jerry Gray, the defensive coordinator, and his play calling facing Brian Greasy in this offense for the last couple possessions. The way he's kind of smiled and dialed back and forth. I mean, I talk about Rhodes on the Denver side. Gray there has had a tendency right now of kind of getting in Gary Kubiak and Mike Shanahan's head, knowing when to call the blitzes, knowing when to man up outside, knowing when to blitz inside the AB gap when you're going to get a run. This is about the most important play call, though, of this first half for this Buffalo Bill team, because you don't want to give up points right here at this point going in.
And Denver's been pretty good. They've scored 3 times in the final 2 minutes of the first half. 3 field goals this season. 3rd and 7. They line up at the Buffalo 35.
There's nobody better coming out or going in scoring than this football team.
Greasy. Good fake to Portis, and that's who he throws to downfield. And a great tackle made by London Fletcher. It's a gain of 4 when they needed 7. He's down at the 31-yard line. It is now 4th down. Bring in Elam.
Well, Elam thinks so. He's over past the numbers already. There's about 17 Broncos on the field at the moment. They had better hurry up.
There's some history on the field here. 10th year together for Elam and Ruin. Ruin will hold. Elam will kick. That is an NFL record for a kicker and a punt man.
Oh, doesn't that make you feel warm and fuzzy? Kickers ought to be together forever.
High snap. A 49-yard try. Hits the upright. The snap came from, well, it was going to be Matt Lepsis, but he is out with an injury. And that takes us to halftime. The snap came from Ben Hamilton.
Ben Hamilton, number 50, the starting left guard. Snap was high. It's key for that kicker just to keep right on going. But even a kicker as good as Elam just cannot get this thing through. And if you're Greg Williams and the Buffalo Bills, you have something to build on going into the second half. You stopped a team like Denver in this situation. You forced them into an error, and you get the ball.
So the injury to Lepsis proves to cost Denver 3 points with a high snap from his backup, Ben Hamilton.
It's good to see you appreciate, the importance of snappers and centers.
Beasley Reese, we go downstairs to you.
All right, I'm with Coach Shanahan. Coach, what are you going to tell the guys going into the locker room?
Well, offensively, we just got to settle down a little bit. We've had more penalties here in the first half than we have in most games. We've had some opportunities. We just got to take advantage of them.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Defensive touchdown by the Denver Broncos and a 1-yard touchdown run by Clinton Portis. Travis Henry, a 1-yard touchdown run by the Buffalo Bills. That's our halftime score.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
Welcome to the Nextel Halftime Report. Jim Nance from our Fifth Avenue studios in New York, alongside, of course, Dan, Dion, Boomer. You guys fired up right now?
Oh, fired up.
Some
good games.
All right.
Oh, yes, we're looking good.
Games all day.
And how about the Broncos' performance? We see the rookie running back starting to get some carries
and
here.
The games have been pretty even all day, and Buffalo turned it over inside their zone. You can't do that. But they talked about all preseason Clinton Portis and what this guy could do for the Denver Broncos. He has 8 carries, I think, for 43 yards and a touchdown, and he's really showing what he can do in the first half.
He's starting to emerge right here before our eyes today.
That's what it is, emerging.
Let's take everyone around the NFL today.
He's emerging.
Right. Hey, look at this, Dion. Third quarter, Chargers winning at Arizona. How are they doing it?
Yeah, they're doing it with Jake Plummer. Guy only has a completion percentage of 41%, but right here he hits Marte Jenkins. Guy not known for his hands, but known for his speed. 65 yards for the touchdown. People in Arizona are going wild, and it's hot there. LaDainian Tomlinson right here on the pitch. Oh, man, this is easy pickings right here for LaDainian Tomlinson. Also, on a Jake Plummer interception, LaDainian Tomlinson's second touchdown of the day.
Yep, he has both scores for the Chargers, and again, in the third quarter. Redskins and the 49ers. It was a beauty for Terrell Owens' touchdown rush.
Yeah, one of the great runs that you'll see this year, and really what it comes down to is Terrell Owens was actually given a reverse to throw the pass. Nobody was open downfield, and he took off with it and scored a touchdown.
Giants are flat. They've been shut out there. They're on to the third quarter. 2 Lindell field goals. Packers helping the Lions open up Ford Field, and the rookie getting his starting call for the first time. Joey Harrington throwing his first NFL touchdown to tie that game at 17 at the intermission. Earlier today, Miami, they end that Jets domination. Jets had won 8 straight against Miami, but it was the Dolphins all the way, Boomer.
It wasn't a great offensive performance by the Jets, to say the least. Right here, Jay Fiedler, play-action fake to Ricky Williams, Randy McMichael for a touchdown. And then here's Ricky Williams on a 53-yard touchdown run, the longest of his career. You know, the Jet defense was on the field way too long. The Jet offense just was awful today. And right there, 3 100-yard back-to-back games for Ricky Williams. First time in history the Dolphin running back did it.
History of the Dolphins.
One of the thrillers you spoke of, Dan, was Kansas City's overtime game to the Patriots. And New England, well, was up 14. The Chiefs stormed back.
And Troy Brown with a huge day. He had 16 catches, touchdown right here. And at the end of the game, to tie it up, Priest Holmes from 1 yard, second effort, gets in. Adam Vinatieri right here under pressure in overtime. Field goal to win it, to close it out. Patriots win on the road in Kansas City.
No, Patriots won the coin flip and won it there at Foxborough, 41-38. And Chiefs never had the football in the OT. Colts on the road now 2-1 as the triplets all performed here today.
The big three: Edgerrin James 90 yards, Peyton Manning over 250, Marvin Harrison over 100. But Qadry Ismail, play action back. The safety has got to respect James. Qadry Ismail for the touchdown right here, and Peyton Manning goes back. And he throws underthrows. His man Reggie Wayne, tipped by Marcus Coleman. Reggie Wayne for the second touchdown on today.
All right, the Texans 8 quarters now without a touchdown. Here's another thriller today. Cleveland down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Wins it in overtime. They too won the coin flip, and the Titans never touched it in OT.
Tim Couch in the face of the blitz hits Dennis Northcutt for a touchdown. And then Phil Dawson comes on and kicks the game-winning field goal. But the story in this game was Tim Couch. A lot of pressure on him to perform on the road down in Tennessee. He came through with a huge game. The good thing for the Cleveland Browns, they have 2 quarterbacks that can now play for them.
Another lopsided final for Philadelphia. 5 straight times over the Dallas Cowboys with scores like this today.
Oh, man, this was a massacre. But Cowboys, I mean, Emmitt Smith breaks Walter Payton's all-time rushing attempts record. Not all-time rushing record. Emmitt only had 40 yards on the day. Don McNabb was just too much, and he decided to let his teammates in on the fun. Right here, he pitches the ball to Brian Westbrook, who finds Todd Kingston for the 25-yard touchdown pass.
And the Saints, Dan Marino told us earlier today, maybe the best team in the NFC. They showed it today, winning on the road.
And the Chicago Bears were all over the Saints early. Jim Miller right here under pressure to Marty Booker down the middle of the field. But at the end of the game, Aaron Brooks brings them back from 20 points down. Under pressure, Dante Stallworth out here to the flat. Man coverage, he goes in. Dante, whatever you do at the end of the game, work on your spike, buddy. Right there, you just want a rookie, you got to work on that.
And the Carolina Panthers. Can you believe it? They are 3-0 as Minnesota loses for the 7th straight game.
Well, Lamar Smith has a big game, 2 touchdowns. Here's the first of those 2, and this came off of Vedante Culpepper interception, who threw 4 of them today. Career high, ready to go back and just smack the back of Randy Moss's head right there for not going after a football. But Lamar Smith, as I said, here's the second of his touchdowns today. And John Fox, 3-0. What can you say about the guy? Next week on the road in Green Bay, they'll face a severe test there.
He's only allowed 28 points in the first 3 games.
That Fox is looking good.
That's well said.
Very good. I like that. Right.
3-0, the Panthers, one of the surprises here early in the season. Back to Denver, second half. Thanks for being with us.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions. CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
The Denver Broncos have a defensive touchdown and an offensive touchdown today, and they lead it 14-7 over the Buffalo Bills.
And if you're Buffalo and Greg Williams, their head coach, here's the area you look at right there and right there. No more turnovers. You got to run the ball.
The Denver Broncos looking for their 3rd consecutive win to start the season, leading by a touchdown at halftime.
Sponsored by Expedia.com. Travel right.
Drew Bledsoe, 11 of 17 throwing. Brian Griese, 7 of 14. Kevin Harlan with Randy Cross. Keys for the second half.
Very simple, key. I think the key for this football game is Brian Griese and the Denver offense. If Greg Williams' defense can find a way to cause a turnover, get a little momentum shift, they're back in this game and have a shot.
All right, our second half is about ready to commence. Spectacular weather here in Denver this afternoon. 70 degrees, a hint of a breeze. Absolutely ideal.
How much is actually a hint?
Well, it's a little bit more than a whisper.
Ooh.
I'm going to be on the Weather Channel next week.
I guess. You know, this is a typical Denver stadium, though. The little flags on the goalposts, they're only moving on one end. The other end, they're still.
Yeah, right. And so here we go. The Elanders kickoff. Charlie Rogers loses it at the 1-yard line. That's why Mike Holmgren let him go in Seattle, because he fumbled all the time. And he is brought down with some aggressive defensive special teams by Donnie Spragan. 11-yard return downstairs. We go to Beasley Reese.
All right, Coach Williams, what was the #1 adjustment you made at the halftime?
The big thing is we've taken an awful good shot by them. We've overcome several mistakes. We got to flip the field some point in time in this half right here. We've got to make sure we get a big turnover or make a big play on special teams and shorten the field. We're only one play out, and the guys feel real good.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
And Kevin, what he really means when he says flip the field, he wants this to be a field possession game. Field position game. If you can get Denver in field position, they're out of their big play offense.
12-yard line, 1st and 10 for Drew Bledsoe. Jennings with the block. Time for Bledsoe. That ball may have been deflected. It looked like Lionel Dalton got his hand in there. Nonetheless, 2nd down and 10 on the incomplete pass.
If you see Drew Bledsoe pat the ball a couple times, there's a good chance that he'll get more incompletions. Good half so far. Very contained, very poised. One big long one down the sideline to Molds. And this is the number Travis Henry's got to improve, is the 14. They've got to run the ball effectively against this defense. They had their best success inside.
2nd and 10 from the 12. Travis Henry breaking a couple tackles. Chased outside by Pittman. Ian Gold finally pushes him outside. Let's see, gain of about 8 on the play. He's up to the 20-yard line and 2.5 yards shy of a 1st down.
And the Denver defense came all inside, coming after Travis Henry there with the blitz, and it's something that they will do. And you know why they'll do it? Because Mobley's a fast linebacker. Trevor Price is a big defensive end now, trying to slim down now that he has to run all the time. And guys like Berrien, he loved to get after the quarterback. Timing patterns, 1, 2, 3, throw. You can't hold it.
Henry in the backfield, 20-yard line, 3rd down and 2. Bledsoe for a 1st down. Caught by Molds. He found himself in the clutches of a double-team Viking secondary last week. Single coverage today. Picks up 6, and it's a 1st down.
And you talked about him on 3rd down. That's his 4th catch on 3rd down. Last week, if it was 3rd and 10, he'd run a 9-yard route, and they'd have to punt. Or if it was 3rd and 12, he'd run a 10-yard route, and they'd have to punt. Today, good emphasis by the coaching staff of Buffalo. The routes are longer, and the 1st downs are coming.
25-yard line, Crosby in the backfield now with Henry. 1st down and 10. Outside quickly for Molds. Oh, swept. Nice play by Delta O'Neal. Loss of a couple on the play. Push it back to the 24-yard line.
And, you know, Greg Williams told us last night, he said, hey, people are going to wonder why we do these kind of plays, these little quick flips. Say, isn't that kind of give up? It's really no big deal. The whole idea here is you're getting away from the speed of the defense on the inside, and you're hoping to get a one-on-one play where your receiver is going to break a tackle and go for 10, 15, 20 yards down the field.
But those receivers can break those kind of tackles.
But not when O'Neal's going to get him hung up in the air like that. Then O'Neal's going to tackle him every time.
2nd and 11. Bledsoe whacked as he throws. Pass caught by Josh Reed. Out to the 31-yard line, about 3 yards shy of a 1st down. His 1st catch today. He picks up 8 last week. Reed had 8 catches and a touchdown. His best rookie receiving game so far.
Just a little drag underneath. Simple little pattern. Good execution by Bledsoe.
He's the Biletnikoff winner. Here's Reed out of LSU. You see Buffalo on 3rd downs today. 3rd and 3. Watch for Molds from the 32-yard line. Larry centers back there offering a block. Bledsoe down the side, and it's caught by Price. A foot race with Reese, and out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Second time Bledsoe has gone deep, a 48-yard strike. That time to Price. In the first half, it was 44 yards to Eric Mold.
All set up by the protection. Blitz here, blitz here. Pocket forms just long enough. Remember what I said about Bledsoe? 1, 2, 3, throw. Great timing, good execution. Blitz pickup worked. Kevin Gilbride thought he had a shot, took his shot, got his blocking, and Drew Bledsoe delivered the ball. Perfect execution.
And they moved him back. They initially spotted him at the 20. They say he stepped out at the 26. First down and 10. Henry in the backfield. Flag is thrown. No time on the play clock.
Delay. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Kevin Gilbride takes the place of Mike Shepard as the offensive coordinator this season of the Buffalo Bills.
And a good example of what Gilbride and his football team have done. Last week when Peerless Price caught that touchdown in overtime, it was an adjustment. He'd been running an out pattern, turned it into an out and up because on the field, Bledsoe told Gilbride it's going to be there. Price said they're jumping the route. They made the adjustment on the sideline and they won a football game.
Penalty pushes him back to the 31. First and 15. Fourth play run in Denver territory this game. Bledsoe evades the rush. Dumps it off to Remersma. The tight end lumbers down to the 26-yard line. He picks up 5. That'll set up second down and about 10. Spot him at the 26.
Yeah, so often, though, if you're a football fan and you buy a ticket to see Drew Bledsoe or you buy a ticket to see any of the good quarterbacks, I mean, heck, Tom Brady threw for 4 touchdowns and 410 yards today. You want to see him throw. When you were a Bronco fan and you had your horse head on in the past, you wanted to see Elway throw. People don't appreciate how important some of those little dump-off passes are.
Bledsoe is at 5 in a row from the 26. Second down and 10. Crop play handoff to Henry, and then devoured inside. Hit initially by Lionel Dalton. Gain of 6. San Diego on top of Arizona. The Chargers and Marty Schottenheimer trying to go to 3-0.
San Francisco up by a touchdown on Washington. The so-called revenge game. Who cares what they do in preseason? I don't know where people keep getting that revenge.
Especially if it's in Japan.
Yeah.
Third down and 4.
On a different day.
Yes.
You played it on Sunday. Everybody watched it on Saturday. It doesn't count.
From the 20-yard line. Bledsoe, great time to the end zone. Moulds is open. The pass is too far. Caught out of bounds. And he had shaken the coverage.
Remember what Greg Williams told Beasley Reese after halftime. We want to get the field flipped. Part of flipping the field is getting drives like this. Part of flipping the field is time of possession. Part of flipping the field and turning the momentum is even if you don't get a touchdown, you get these points on the board. Hollis is reliable.
Hollis from 38 yards away, officially 38, holding the punter Mormon. It's got the distance, and Buffalo tacks 3 on to begin the second half. Hollis is good from 38, and the Buffalo Bills to within 4.
Mike Shanahan's football team going to get the ball back, and they have to go back to their style of running the ball and occasionally throwing.
Kevin Casper gets the Hollis kickoff at the 5-yard line. And Deshaun Polk is in there and pokes him out of bounds. Right about the 25-yard line.
I get it.
Yeah.
A poke.
Yeah.
Hey.
Brian Greasy's going to try to poke some holes in that Buffalo defense when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And by the all-new Accord from Honda. It's more Accord than ever.
After the Mike Hollis field goal for Buffalo, Bills move closer, 14-10. Brockermeyer still in for Lepsis at right tackle.
And that's going to be a key to Denver running the ball. So far today, 72 yards rushing. Buffalo gave up 213 to Minnesota last week.
On the 26, 1st and 10, good block by Portis. Greasy throws downfield, incomplete, and I even think that Newman, who had his back to the pass, raised his arm inadvertently, deflects it away. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Greasy today, 7 of 15 through the air.
No, Kevin. If he raises it and the tight end Sharp catches it, then it's inadvertent. He raised it, the ball hit it, and that's good defense.
I think he hit it on the head.
That's good defense.
You got it on the head.
Yeah, you got to use the whole body.
That was the first pass to Sharp today. It is 2nd down and 10 for Greasy. It is 26. Pitch out to Portis. Grabbed and brought down for a tackle by Pat Williams. Flag is down on the field. They had Ted Washington on that defensive line, but Pat Williams was emerging. Washington was going to be too expensive. They jettisoned Washington. They kept Williams, and he is not disappointed.
Holding, 74, offense, 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It's on Salam, his 2nd penalty today. 4 penalties total for Denver, 3 on the offense, and tomorrow is a night of season premieres on CBS. Don't miss the King of Queens, Yes Dear, and a full hour of Raymond, followed by the show everyone's been watching, CSI Miami, plus an all-new late show after the news. Night of premieres here on CBS. 2nd down and 20, back at the 16. Blocked by Brockermeyer. Now that guy gets away, and that guy was Chidi Ahanotu. And the 3rd sack today by the Buffalo Bill defense on Brian Greasy of Denver.
Well, we were talking about flipping the field. How do you flip the field and set up better field position? You get the rush like this coming around from Ahanotu, putting on the pressure. And what's this based in? This is based in being in a different offense that made you successful like last week against San Francisco. Last week against the Niners, you were running the ball and setting up the pass with the run. Today, at times, they're just throwing the ball and then running the ball as an afterthought.
So 3rd down and 30 now, back at the 5. Portis in the backfield with Greasy.
Play clock.
Yep, down to 0.
Delay, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
See, now, if Mike Shanahan wasn't standing directly in the sun in that shot, they'd be a lovely shade of red. Because I think right now he's a bit miffed.
How is Greasy perceived, you think, here in Denver?
Well, he's not John.
Yeah.
I mean, they got statues and paintings and mosaics and goodness knows everything else about John Elway here.
3rd and 32. It's Portis weaving his way upfield and finally taken down by Trelo. He's up near the 20-yard line. Not enough, though, as Denver had to get to the 36. 17-yard gain by the rookie from Miami, and the Denver Broncos have got to punt the ball.
Those might be considered by some people meaningless yards. Not to Tom Ruin and not to this defense that's about to take the field for Denver. Greg Williams talked about flipping the field. You get a deep enough punt here, part of that flip turns in Denver's favor. They were backed all the way up.
The snapper will now be Patrick Hape, 86, as you see there on the right of your screen. And he is taking the place of the injured Matt Lepsis, who normally would snap.
The most important thing to a punter is the timing of the snap. A different snapper, the ball's going to come back at a different pace.
There's no foul on the play. We were attempting to reset the clock. It was not resetted. No foul.
Reset it.
Hey, easy. It's a lot of pressure.
I've been there. Did you ever center in your...
You just don't see all the people you're talking in front of. He's got to stand out in front of his crowd.
Did you ever long snap in your career?
My whole career. I loved it. I also love not doing it. You get pounded.
What's the hardest thing about it, Greg? Well, that's a high one right there by Hape. And off the side of his foot, 2nd one by Ruin today. That is shanked. And out of bounds, it flutters. It is a 39-yard punt.
Punters love to kick on timing. Step 1, step 2, kick. Bad timing.
Randy Cross and Kevin Harlan back here in Denver. You talk about flipping this field. Looks like Buffalo's done that again.
It's officially flipped, as is the momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver's offense has been stopped. Denver's defense was scored on. Buffalo's getting the confidence. Remember I said, you let them hang, they're going to find a way. Right now, they're hanging.
Buffalo has it. Best beginning field position today. 41-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. Play action. And Bledsoe right to work. Down the side. Nice catch hauled in by Eric Moulds. 11-yard pickup. He's to the 48 of Denver, and a first down. Tackle made by Denard Walker.
And another nice job by Travis Henry, the second-year back out of Tennessee. Watch the job he does blocking on the blitz. Steps up, meets Al Wilson, stops his momentum. That's why Bledsoe's able to step up. There's no pressure in his face.
Moulds, 6 catches, 70 yards today. Someone was moving on that 1st and 10 play from the Denver 48-yard line.
Ooh, we had some early football.
Yes.
Prior to the snap, false start, 79, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You know, that's not a proper term, that whole false start thing. Because I remember when I was playing offensive line and I'd do that, it was not a false start. I was going exactly when I thought I was supposed to be going. There was nothing false about it. I figured those other 10 dummies were late.
1st and 15 back inside the Buffalo 47. Crosby in the backfield, and out to Travis Henry. Whoa! And drilled by Ian Gold along with Monsanto Pope near the 49. Pick up of 2-3 yards on the play. Monday, an all-new late-night show with David Letterman. Don't miss superstar Bruce Willis and Biff Henderson's visit to the set of CSI Miami. Plus a special top 10 list. It's an all-new Dave Monday right here on CBS.
I bet that set of CSI Miami is fun.
Kim Delaney.
They got a lot of toys, you know. You got Caruso there, but all those good high-dollar scientific stuff. You know, all the detective stuff.
It's a terrific show. 2nd down and 12 near midfield. Empty backfield for Bledsoe. 5 receivers deployed. Quick out. Incomplete. Double-teamed Moulds. It'll be 3rd down.
I love it when receivers drop those kind of balls, because they, you know, invariably their balls come into their hands and they go to turn like they're going to go somewhere, and they look back at their hands like, I left you just a second ago. You were supposed to catch it. I was going to run with it. You were going to catch it.
And they're listening, too, to some people running around them, aren't they?
Well, that's smart. Smart veteran receivers. Why they live to be smart veteran receivers is they know where the defenders are around them.
Moulds right in back of Andre Reed and Thurman Thomas in the history of Buffalo receiving. He's one of the best. Moulds is big on 3rd downs. Watch number 80 here. 3rd down and 12, shy of midfield. Blitz is on. Oh, and he's devoured. Down goes Bledsoe. Trevor Price, Monte Rager. The 4th sack of Bledsoe today. And all Greg Williams can do is shake his head.
Well, you can bring 1, or you can bring 2, or you can bring 3, and then you still got defensive linemen.
And blitz is coming from Tyrone Poole on the side.
It doesn't hurt that Rieger was a little bit, if not early, right at the snap, and no one else is ready to deal with him.
Mormon to punt. Delta O'Neal is deep back and signaling for a fair catch, and that baby will land in the end zone. So a touchback to the 20 and a 59-yard punt by Mormon.
Why do you do that? I mean, am I stuck on the fact that someday somebody can learn to kick out of bounds again?
Yeah.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Unisys. Imagine it. Done. And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper.
Vesco Field, Denver, Colorado. The Broncos with an offensive touchdown run by Portis. A defensive fumble return for a touchdown by Chester McLaughlin. 14-10. Denver beginning the season 2-0. Buffalo at 1-1. After the punt and the touchback to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Brian Gleason has only gone 2 of his last 8 through the air. With the blitz on, he thins it outside where it's caught by Mike Anderson, galloping down the side. A flag is down. Prelo drags him down from behind.
They're going to get Shannon Sharp.
40-yard gain, but could be negated on the Sharp penalty.
Portis came off the sideline holding the shoulder.
Holding, 84, offense, 10-yard penalty. Still be a first down.
And that's all set up by people thinking they're going to run. Watch the play action fake right here to Portis. Fakes inside. Fakes out the stadium. Mike Anderson, look at that speed. That's a fullback. Teams in this league need more fullbacks that can run like that.
That is a spot foul. So the ball will be placed at the 32. It is a 1st and 10. As Anderson adjusts, and Greasy looking for anybody. Incomplete. Fletcher was right there. Mike Anderson, the intended receiver, the fullback. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Denver Broncos.
Nice smart defense by Buffalo. Denver was trying to set up just a little quick flip out there to the outside to McCaffrey with almost a little pick action on the outside. And Buffalo wasn't having any of it. And a linebacker like Fletcher has the ability to tell his guys, not only in the huddle, but as he sees a formation, little notes like that. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a note about something like that, about a play like that.
There's Anderson playing fullback this year. 2nd down and 10. He gets the call. Busting his way up the middle and finally met by rookie 2nd-round pick Ryan Denny, a gain of 3 up near the 35. How did the process of Anderson moving from running back to fullback go? Was it a tough transformation for him?
I don't think so. I think once he mentally got over it, and he said, you know, initially when Mike Shanahan offered it or made the suggestion, he was a little bit stunned. But once he got used to the fact, once you look at this offense, how often have we seen Mike Anderson split out like this as a one-back offense? I mean, the times they're 2-back and he's a pure fullback are rare.
3rd and 7 from the 35. Denver 1 of 8 on 3rd downs today. Brockemeyer the block. The pass outside, broken up, incomplete. And a flag thrown. Chris Watson is flagged for the 2nd time today, going up against Rod Smith. Watson played here back in 1999 for the Denver Broncos. And is tagged with his 2nd.
As he comes into view, you have to watch the left side. See, the right side looks perfect.
21, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
The right side was reaching out to knock down the pass. The left side had a little bit of a hold right on the waist and right on the jersey.
Reuben Trones is now in as a running back, joining Anderson, who will move to running back, and Trones will be the fullback. It is a 1st and 10, shy of the 40-yard line for Greasy. And Anderson, who led him in rushing the last 2 years, diving ahead, brought down by Fletcher, mark him at the 43, and it's a gain of about 2.5 on the play.
Buffalo caught a break there because Mike Anderson tripped. They had a nice crease working on the left side of that Denver offensive line.
Now Hafe will take the place of Anderson, who will check out. So Olandis Gary is out with an injury to his leg. Portis is out, we think, with the shoulder. And they're down to their 14 running back. It's 2nd down and 7. Now Portis comes in for the first time since the injury. And Drones is in motion. Fake to Portis. Greasy, is he drilled on the blitz by Fletcher. Getting some help from Robinson. It's the 4th time that Greasy's been doused today by the Buffalo Bills defense.
It's not the initial protection that breaks down. It's the late protection that breaks down. And Brian Greasy took one right in the chops from London Fletcher. Watch him come back, come over, and then just blitz. Slide, slide. He says, my back is going to stay in block. I'm going to go get me a quarterback.
And Robinson slowed him up on the first wave.
Exactly. It's a check blitz like that. He looks, he can go, he went.
A lot of people say, scouts, general managers around the NFL, that the Buffalo Bills, even last year, Randy, were one of the best prepared teams in the league. And I would say the same is true for this year, too. Greg Williams, in his 2nd year as the head coach, as you see right there, looking over his injured player, has really done a nice job with this ball club.
Well, and they've got a lot of good young players. One of the good young defensive players right there is Bannon, Justin Bannon, number 97, getting up a little slow. They've added some good young players. They've added a Bledsoe. They've got Larry Centers in an offense and a system that's really, I think, working out. And just look what they're doing with Josh Reed and Peerless Price and Eric Moulds. I mean, this is a team, this is an organization on the upswing. And it's having people like Tom Donahoe around, working with Greg Williams, Tom Modrak in this organization.
Toronto has really changed over this roster, too. Not many starters remain from when he took over in January '01.
Yeah, 7 starters. Wow. That's called rebuilding.
And good rebuilding,
and they needed it.
3rd down and 13. Portis in the backfield. From the 37-yard line. Greasy. There's a Shannon Sharp block. There's the pass. Lee grabs onto it and gets a first down. 16-yard pickup on 3rd and 13. He's to the Buffalo Bill 47-yard line.
And for the first time, we're going to see the young man out of the University of Hawaii not have to battle the ground for a ball. All he had to battle were a couple of defensive backs for the Buffalo Bills. Watch Greasy. This is the perfect angle. Look at this ball. Defender, Lee gets grabbed. I mean, that's just good hands and great concentration. A lot of opportunities to lose track of the ball there.
Anderson and Portis back in. Greasy's going to call time. That's the first timeout burned by the Denver Broncos in this second half. Greasy and the Broncos leading 14-10. Denver just called a timeout. 2 left. They lead it 14-10.
And Rod Smith and McCaffrey have been shut out from receptions in the second half so far. And Shannon Sharp is yet to catch his first pass. They've only thrown in his direction once. It's not only surprising, it's probably pretty good defense.
7th play of the drive, 1st and 10. Denver at the Buffalo 47. End around is a fake to Portis, and here it goes to Montgomery. Racing down the side and belted out of bounds. Scotty Montgomery out of Duke on an end around. There were 4 of them last week. Denver pulled off against San Francisco. That's a run of 28 yards. It's at the 19-yard line of the Buffalo Bills.
That is good play calling and very poor execution and defense by the Buffalo Bills. The perfect play at the perfect time, because Buffalo was running to the ball. They were like me. I'm sitting here staring at the running back, just trying to figure out where Mike Shanahan's going to run the ball so he can set up a play-action pass.
1st down and 10, 19-yard line of the Bills for the Broncos. Portis, a block by Anderson. Robinson made the tackle after a gain of 5. Spot the ball at the 14-yard line. TV Guide says Survivor is the most original reality series and still the best. The new survivors have arrived in Thailand, and already they're facing the challenges of a lifetime. Don't miss an all-new episode of Survivor Thailand. That's Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS. With Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan sold out in Vesco Field in Denver, Colorado. 2nd down, 5. Greasy at the 14 of the Bills. And he fires it across the middle, caught by McCaffrey on a slant, working on Winfield. Whacked at the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 6. And it is a first down for Denver, 1st and goal.
And this is the kind of drive Denver and Mike Shanahan wanted to see out of his football team right now. You're making the key passes. Brian Greasy's been hit a couple times, and one of the times he gets hit hard is this one right here. Well, look at him. Look at the receiver, stand in, and take the shot from London Fletcher again.
1st and goal at the 8th play of the drive. It's Portis. Look at him slash and dive to the 1-yard line. Tackled by Prelo. It's a gain of 7. 2nd down and goal.
This is just good blocking. This is that right side. Remember we talked about Brockemeyer being over there for the Denver Broncos? You got Dan Neal working at right guard. You got Nalen right here. Watch the blocking and the coordination inside between this offensive line. Hamilton with a quick little pull. What a nice job up front. That's coordination.
2nd down goal, empty backfield from the Buffalo 1 for Greasy. Portis in motion. Greasy. Touchdown. Carswell, the tight end.
Yet again, another nice play with an empty backfield, quick motion, late support by Polk.
Brian Greasy has now thrown a touchdown pass in 18 consecutive games. That's the #1 current NFL streak. And you say that because we had the numbers of the late John Unitas last week. He did it 47 consecutive games. Reese has done it 18. That's the longest current streak in the league.
Yeah, that's football's Joe DiMaggio record there. But if you're a defender, you've got so many things to look at, and they just flip it to the big tight end. Shannon Sharpe is the little receiving tight end. Dwayne Carswell is the big blocking tight end, and he's the big pass-catching tight end on this play.
Carswell's first touchdown reception of the season. Thursday on CBS. Don't miss the new drama TV Guide calls invented, stylish, a perfect fit with CSI. Without a Trace premieres Thursday, 10/9 Central, after CSI on CBS. So Brian Griese has thrown a touchdown pass. Clinton Portis has a 1-yard touchdown run. And Chester McLaughlin got on his horse and recovered a fumble and raced in for a touchdown. A fumble by Travis Henry. So it's 21-10, the Denver Broncos, who have had drives today, Randy, of 80 and 85 yards.
And Greg Williams talked about flipping the field, and early in the third quarter, the field was flipped. And then that Denver offense came out in that last drive and just said, well, enough of this. And they mixed up. I thought that was the best play calling series for Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak so far in this game.
Reese looked sharp. Here's the ensuing kickout by Elam. And this is picked up by Tony Driver. Driver runs out to the 32-yard line. He is a second-year player and a former 6th-round pick out of Notre Dame. Returns it 27 yards, and they'll put the ball at the 33. Well, take us inside Drew Bledsoe's helmet now, and that sideline of the Buffalo Bills.
Well, they're not getting anything new on Drew or this offensive football team about being behind. And there's very little panic in this football team. There's no reason to do anything right now that you weren't doing in the first half when it worked for 104 yards, or the second half when so far you've had that 78. You have to be patient. You got to throw the ball quickly, and you got to get the run in when you can.
17-26 throwing today. It's outside the 32. 1st and 10, Bledsoe. Dumps it outside, caught by Henry. Makes a nice move in, and then finally is brought down at about the 46-yard line, hit by a couple, including Al Wilson, a 16-yard pickup, mark him at the 48.
An excellent example, Kevin, of north and south running, not making moves. The Denver running backs are taught you don't make moves until after you get down the field. Travis Henry took that ball straight up the field, and it really sort of nullified the advantage of the speed of the linebackers because he split them with the speed.
The resilient Drew Bledsoe and the Buffalo Bills on the move again at the end of 3, trailing 21-10. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Denver has scored through the air, on the ground, and on defense. They lead at 21-10 with Randy Cross and Beasley Reese. This is Kevin Harlan. This will be the first play of the 4th quarter. 1st and 10, Bledsoe at his own 48. Henry bumping into Philip Crosby, bouncing outside, and only grabbed by Pittman. Ian Gold, 48-yard line, picks up 4. 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Now this is improv purely by Travis Henry. This is pure improv. Nothing funny about it because it's not comedy. This is pure running back improv because everything inside was stopped up. Chester McLaughlin and company and Dalton, look at the job they do inside, just stopping Reuben Brown, that offensive line. Trey Teague, the center. There's nowhere for Travis Henry to run inside. He got his yards all by himself outside.
Centers is in, Crosby is out. 2nd down and 6 from the 48. Bledsoe whips it outside, caught by Peerless Price, corkscrews his way from 1st down to the 41-yard line, picking up 7 on 2nd down and 6.
You gotta love the body language of the Buffalo Bills. You know, sometimes when a team that's not really supposed to win a game gets down in the 4th quarter in a place like this, you tend to look a little, it looks a little slow. They look like they're facing the inevitable. There's a little bounce to what Drew Bledsoe and this offense are doing. You can tell just by the way they're going about business on this drive that they're not done scoring and they're not done giving Mike Shanahan's team a headache.
On the Denver 41, 1st and 10. Play action by Bledsoe, given time. Good block by Geeson, the tight end, and outside he goes. Incomplete. Some of the Denver players told us that they thought in week 1 St. Louis was winded, a little out of breath here in the Mile High City. I don't see a lot of that from Buffalo today.
Buffalo's also a pretty well-conditioned team. I think St. Louis came in here, hadn't shown much in the preseason, hadn't done much in the preseason, and the altitude, especially in the first quarter, will affect you. I mean, it's something you have to deal with. It's going to happen.
But get by the first quarter and you're okay.
Once you're through the first quarter, you're fine. You're tired like any other game.
Second down 10. Buffalo and Bledsoe at the 41 of Denver. And Bledsoe fires a pass, incomplete, off the fingertips of the twisting veteran Dave Moore. It'll be third down. Let's take our first trip to New York in our studios at Jim Nantz.
All right, guys, it's 120 on the field at Arizona, and the home team is wilting here late. Jake Plummer has been picked twice, this one by Donnie Edwards, who races it in for a 23-7 lead. 11 minutes remaining. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Couple things, Jim. Thank you very much. That's the #1 defense, that San Diego defense, the #1 defense in the NFL coming into today.
Oh, Marty got himself an old Kansas City linebacker in San Diego. Donnie Edwards scoring some points.
Third down and 10. Bledsoe winding up down the side. Price is there, but got tangled up. No yellow on the field. Incomplete. Denard Walker was there. Tyrone Poole was there. And it's incomplete. 4th and 10, and the Buffalo Bills have got a punt.
There's a term in TV about sense of place. You look at a picture and it's supposed to tell you where you're at, what you're looking at. Greg Williams was wide receiver. Peerless Price had like no sense of who, what, when, or how when that ball got in the air. It looked like he was trying to concentrate on the blades of a helicopter.
And Moore will try to land this helicopter inside the 10. Batted in nicely by Bostic and recovered at the 5-yard line by Philip Crosby. A 36-yard punt with a volleyball move by Bostic, which will bury Greasy and the Denver Broncos inside their 5. A flag is down at the 44. It's 4th and 10. The flag is at the 44. It's going to be a pretty big penalty.
Oh, you would just absolutely, if you're Buffalo, unless it's going to give you, this is major and give you the first down, you want this offense of Denver to have to go 96 yards if they want to try to score.
That's a terrific
Look at Bostic. Perfect placement of the feet, perfect bat back. You know, Danny Smith, the special teams coach of Buffalo, we talked about how his team had to make some plays, had to find a way to not give Buffalo a break. They just did it.
Holding. 91 of the return team. Half the distance of the goal from the spot where the kick ended. First down.
91 is Chester McLaughlin. Yes. Timeout. Greasy will begin inside his 5 if we come back. Brian Mormon with some help from Jason Boston. As Denver pinned inside their 3. Second strike today at that position. First down and 10. For Brian Greasy, the Denver Broncos. It's Portis trying to bulldoze his way into the grasp of Eddie Robinson. Picks up 4. He's up to the 7. It'll be second down and 6. Tomorrow is Premier Monday on CBS. Don't miss television's most anticipated new drama, CSI Miami. Starring David Caruso and Kim Delaney. Premiering Monday at 10, 9 Central here on CBS. It's just outside the 7. Second down and 6. Ball is short 6. Portis and Anderson in the backfield. Big defensive series here for Buffalo. Portis again. Oh, and he slips through and he's off to the races. Fletcher got a hand on him, as did Winfield, to pick up 13 yards. He's past the 20 for a Denver first down.
There we've talked about sort of the new side. Ben Hamilton and Ephraim Salam on the left side of the Denver line. There's Hamilton, there's Salam, there's Mr. Sharp. If you're not contributing with your pass catching, you got to contribute with the blocking. Great lead block by the new fullback, Mike Anderson, on London Fletcher, opening that whole thing up. The lead block was the key block there.
Portis 90 yards. First and 10 from the 21. And he goes to Portis, who dives into the grasp of Corey White. Gain of a couple on the play. It'll be second down and 8 when we return from New York, where Jim Nantz is standing by.
All right, guys, don't count out Arizona quite yet. It's Jake Plummer to Marcel Shipp, and the rookie finds the end zone. Frankie Sanders with a 2-point conversion, and the Cardinals are down 8 with 9.5 to play. And let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
All right, thank you, Jim. That's only the second touchdown that San Diego has allowed all season long. Second down and a short 8. Both those touchdowns coming today from the Cardinals. Ruben Jones. Make it Portis, who zigzags his way out near the 30-yard line.
Portis thought he had some big action on the outside. His feet couldn't keep up with his head. His head was making a 30-yard run. Unfortunately, his feet couldn't quite write that check he wanted to write right there. He wanted to make that quick break up the field. Man, that's some nice offense right now out of Mike Shanahan's football team. You've got Buffalo. They've got hope. You run the ball down their throat.
Third down 2. Drones in the backfield with Anderson. Timeout taken by Brian Greasy. Denver burns their second time up. 21-10 they lead it.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV. Movies, music, and exclusive sports from the leader in digital satellite entertainment. Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Cold, down, easy. And by Mazda. There's a soul of a sports car in everything we make.
Back in beautiful Denver, 21-10. Broncos have scored on defense, through the air and on the ground on offense. Just called timeout, third down and 2. They've taken out Drones. They've left in Anderson. And they set up at the 29 in their own territory. Oh, somebody moved. Sharp?
Yeah, Shannon Sharp.
Who has not caught a pass today.
But he's blocked well.
Well, he's not known as a blocker.
Prior to the snap, false start, 84, offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
That's a pretty big story that he has been shut out so far.
There's Shannon Sharp right there. Just a little football hiccup.
Denver's got 8 penalties today. The first 2 games they had a total of 6. So push it back. 3rd and 2 becomes 3rd and 7 with the penalty back at the 24.
Looking at a blitz here.
Anderson in the backfield. Anderson picks up the blitz, and it's caught by Smith, wiggling his way, squirming to the 32, and should have a first down. He does. On 3rd and 7, they pick up 8.
And a nice.
The Broncos move the chain.
Sorry, Kev. Nice job inside on that blitz. And Watson didn't have bad coverage. He was right with Smith. Brian Greasy stands in, knows the blitz coming, and delivers the ball in the perfect spot, kind of low and away from the defensive back.
That's his first catch in the second half, which is a surprise.
Oh, it's always a surprise when receivers like McCaffrey and Smith get shut out.
Empty backfield. Portis, a running back, a wide receiver at the top of your screen. 1st and 10. Denver's 32. Shotgun snap to Greasy. Inside he goes. Well, it's caught by the tight end, Patrick Haight. His first catch of the season. He's up to near the 34-yard line, picking up about 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 7 coming up.
And we talked about the fact that Shannon Sharp doesn't have a catch at tight end. Hape's got one. Carswell has a couple. This is a different offense. When Shannon Sharp left here a couple years ago, he was a huge weapon. McCaffrey was just sort of coming on. Smith was just sort of coming on. Look what they have now with Lilly and Montgomery and Casper, and they have Hape, and they have Anderson, and they have Portis, and they have Gary. There's a lot of weapons here for Mike Shanahan to spread the ball around, too.
Portis and Drones in the backfield from the 35, 2nd down and 7. Drones a block. Portis whipped down by Ahanotu. Wrestled down, a loss on the play of about 3 yards. Spotted back at the 31-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. Tonight on CBS starts with 60 Minutes. Then catch Becker on a new night. Followed by the James Bond action thriller Tomorrow Never Dies, starring Pierce Brosnan. It's all here tonight on CBS. 3rd down and 10, shy of the 32 for Brian Greasy and the Denver Broncos. Greasy today only 13 of 22 for 150 yards.
And to tell you a little something about the kind of job Buffalo's done on defense, this is the 5th time Denver's faced 3rd and 10 or more.
Good note. 3rd down and 10. Handoff to Anderson. That's blown dead in mid-motion. And movement on Denver.
Prior to the snap, false start, 74, offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
I believe that's Salam's third penalty today. 9 penalties total and 7 on the Denver offense.
You know, it's sputtered right here in this drive Denver's had, but it's already a successful drive. When you're pinned back to the 2-yard line in a football game like this, Mike Shanahan knows a couple first downs sets up your defense in playable situations, and you still haven't given up the ball.
Meanwhile, Denver is eating up valuable Buffalo time here in the fourth quarter. It's third down and 15. Inside the 27. Greasy going long, looking for McCaffrey. Had a hand on it, incomplete. No flag on the play, covered by Chris Watson.
Ah, that darn Brown got him again. Another Denver receiver had the ball delivered by Brian Greasy in a very catchable spot.
Yeah, Lee in the first half.
If it wasn't for the ground. You know, Big Ed's going out on the outside. Look where he puts this ball. Watson has no chance. The ball's there. He's starting to gather it right when the ground comes up and knocks that thing out.
Denver's got a punt, but they did take 4 minutes off the fourth quarter clock. Ruin has had a very ordinary day punting. Couple shanks, and he drops this snap from Haight and is tackled at the 11-yard line, and Buffalo gets a break. That snap came from Patrick Haight, and Danny Smith is elated with his special teams today.
The second big play here in the second half. Greg Williams told Beasley Reeves, we've got to find a way to get a couple big field turners, big plays by our special teams. And Danny Smith's special teams took advantage of a bad situation here. There's an example of a new snapper putting the ball slower to the punter in a catchable spot. Not a bad snap. It's just a new guy, a different rotation, a different speed, and it went right through Ruin's hands.
Again, Matt Lepsis, the normal snapper, is out, the starting right tackle. So first and 10, Buffalo at the Denver 12. Peerless Price is on the move, as is Drew Bledsoe. With the flank of protection, a throw in the end zone, incomplete, whistling over the outstretched hands of Eric Moulds. Second down and 10 from the Buffalo 12.
And there is a degree of old style when you've got Drew Bledsoe at quarterback. Another reason Bill Belichick felt comfortable with Tom Brady in New England is Brady has the mobility issue. Brady is a threat to run. Drew's never been much of a threat to run the ball. So he's less of a threat when he's threatening the pocket like that. Defenses react differently when a less than mobile quarterback starts a roll.
Second down and 10 from the Denver 12 for Buffalo. Henry in the backfield. Bledsoe to the air. Good block by Williams. Outside it goes to the running back. And Travis Henry is down inside the Denver 4-yard line and shy of a first down by about a yard.
Remember what Beasley Reeves said a little while ago, how long it took Travis Henry to shake off that leg injury when he gave up that fumble that McLaughlin returned. He is back. He is putting pressure on everything, including the Denver defense.
What does Kevin Gilbride call here? The offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills.
Remember Kevin Gilbride's background with run and shoot and spread them out offense. This is not a bad defense to spread out. And right now, they have 3 wide.
Bledsoe's going to take time. Play clock only had a few seconds on it, and Buffalo burns their first second half timeout. The Bills are on the move. Plenty of time left. Denver leads at 21-10. With Randy Cross and Beasley Reeves, Kevin Harlan here at Invesco Field in Denver, Colorado. From the 4-yard line, third down and 2 for the Buffalo Bills, given this great field position because Tom Ruin did not get the snap when he wanted to punt.
4 wide receivers. Watch for the picks.
There goes centers in motion. Here goes Bledsoe. Here comes Ian Gold, and Bledsoe to the end zone. Touchdown! And it's caught by the rookie, Josh Reed. His second touchdown in as many games, a 4-yard strike as he torches Reese, and Buffalo is back in business.
You know why they're back in business? You know why Greg Williams' offense does this? Watch what Drew Bledsoe does right about here. That step up, that move, avoiding the pressure, opened up Josh Reed for the ability to get that. Watch the move from here to here. That's all it took. Dan Marino's the best example I can think of a guy that people don't think of as being mobile, being able to do little 1-2-yard moves to open up receivers for routes.
Randy, they're going to go for 2 here. centers and Travis Henry in the backfield will spot the ball at the 2-yard line in the 2-point try. Price is on the move. Good block by Williams. Bledsoe to the end zone and deflected, incomplete. It stays 21-16.
A nice job by Ian Gold at linebacker. Drew Bledsoe wanted to get that thing in there and fit it in there for that deuce.
Trying to thread the needle. Nonetheless, the Buffalo Bills trail now only 21-16.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Spiders, listed on the American Stock Exchange, and by Lamasil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
Touchdown pass moments ago by Bledsoe to Reed. The failed 2-point try. The ensuing kickoff by Mike Hollis. And Casper watches this one bounce right by him into the end zone. He'll fall to a knee. It'll be back at the 20 with the touchback. Hollis does his job. Well, tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes will be next, except on the West Coast, followed by Becker with the new night in the CBS Sunday movie Tomorrow Never Dies. All tonight on CBS from the 20.
Well, the gang of 60 Minutes is going to have to wait for us, because this one ain't anywhere near to being over.
Denver's got a timeout. Buffalo's got 2.
And Mike Shanahan's in a position. He's got the offense to go away with this much time.
1st and 10 from his 20. Greasy with the fake. And here comes a Hanatu, and there goes Greasy outside for fullback Mike Anderson. Clubbed on the play by Winfield. It's a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 coming up. Spot the ball at the 24 as we now take a spot from Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, Kevin, thank you. A Matt Bryant 47-yarder with 2:11 left wins it for the Giants, and the game saved by William Peterson with an interception late in the game for the 2nd straight week. Kerry Collins came up 18 yards shy of a 6th straight 300-yard game. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
And Jim, remember last year the Giants beat Seattle late in the season on a 96-yard drive. They've done it again today. 2nd down and 6. That's caught by Montgomery. Spun around at the 32. On that 2nd and 6 play, it's a gain of 8. A Denver 1st down. Clock continues to tick with under 7 to play here in Invesco Field.
And when you just look at the numbers, you look at what Brian Greasy has done today. He's hit 8 different receivers, hasn't had that many completions, hasn't been a statistical success. But what this offense needs those kind of completions, good steady runs, and the last thing they need is trying to make something happen, trying to be a hero, and causing a turnover.
1st and 10. Anderson and Portis in the backfield, and Greasy to the air. Salam the block in the pass, caught by McCaffrey. Leaping up at the 37, picks up 5 on the play. Taken down by Chris Watson. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
There's Chris Watson. Look at the pad he's given McCaffrey. I mean, that's just a little bit too much respect. I don't care what the defensive call is. You give a receiver 8 yards, Brian Greasy's going to hook up every time.
Remember, Brian Greasy is the #1 NFL passing 4th quarter quarterback. 2nd down and 5. Coming into today, he was a perfect 8 of 8 in the 4th quarter. He's looked good on this drive right here at 37-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Greasy again, 4th consecutive pass down the sideline. And he had Smith on the fly. Incomplete. Flag is down at the 48-yard line. Winfield was going up against the great Rod Smith.
You say, gee, Brian Greasy overthrew Rod Smith. When you see a flag on the ground, that tells you that maybe Winfield had a little hold of the receiver.
Illegal contact, 26, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
That's the life of the corner, the kind of corner that Winfield is, as is his teammate Nate Clements on the other side. Greg Williams knows his guys are going to take chances. But remember, 5 yards is as far down the field as you can go. That contact came at about 10.
We're getting back to Brian Greasy. We told you the #1 rated 4th quarter quarterback in the NFL, 8 of 8 through the air. Today he is 5 of 6. So in the 4th quarter this season, he is 13 of 14 throwing in this final stanza. 1st and 10 now at the 42. Drones is in the game as the lead back for Portis. And this is the rookie from Miami, Portis. And he was nailed by Coy Wire, the third-round rookie pick out of Stanford, number 27. He's out to the 43, picking up a couple yards.
This is the part of the game and the kind of an offense Denver has. If you're the Buffalo Bills and Greg Williams, you spend a lot of time glancing. And you're usually glancing up towards the scoreboard looking at the clock, because they keep completing passes and they stay in bounds. They keep making runs and they stay in bounds. And the clock just keeps going and going. And you watch your chances of an upset go away.
They gave him a good spot near the 45. It's a 2nd down and 7 for Greasy. Fake to Portis, who offers a block, and down the middle he goes, and the pass is caught. Rod Smith, 42-yard line. Brought down on the play by Winfield. It's a gain of 13 yards. Another first down to the Buffalo 42. Greasy has been sharp.
Oh, absolutely. We mentioned earlier that Rod Smith and McCaffrey weren't doing much in the second half. And it's so typical of these receivers and this offense that when it becomes crunch time, when it becomes money time, they're going to go to the guys that have done it for them in the past. And I'll be honest, watching this defense of Buffalo right here, they're laying off the Denver receivers, and all Denver's doing is saying, look, go out a little ways, hook up, I'm getting you the ball, and there's no tight man coverage that would prevent that.
Justin Bannon is the player down for the Buffalo Bills. Denver has scored. Offensive run, touchdown run by Portis, a touchdown pass by Greasy. Justin McLaughlin to open things up, recovered a Travis Henry fumble and rumbled in for a touchdown, his first career touchdown. He's spent 11 years in the NFL. On the Buffalo side, Bledsoe just hit the rookie Reed for a touchdown pass, and earlier in the game, Travis Henry atoned for his fumble by running in a touchdown himself. 21-16, Buffalo tried for 2. After that touchdown pass moments ago by Bledsoe, and could not get it in. First down, 42-yard line. Greasy is there, drones in the backfield with Portis. Here comes Portis. Nifty moves to get him free, and Wire brings him down at the 37, 36-yard line. And on the play, it's a gain of about 5. So they'll bring up 2nd down. Timeout situation. Buffalo's got 2 and Denver's got 1.
And Buffalo is bringing heat. Buffalo right there on the last play was bringing Coy Wire on the outside. There's Coy Wire, the safety, trying to bring him to disrupt this play. Watch the blocking up front. The offensive line, hole. There's the cut backside. Wire can't get around the backside, can't get there in time. Nice blocking up front. Nice hole picking by Portis.
Portis is out. Injury on the field right now, Pat Williams. And a good day for Portis, his first career 100-yard day in the NFL.
And this is a situation when a Portis is running this well, when Mike Anderson is running this well, that is very dangerous for the Buffalo Bills. You've seen them run it. They've thrown a few. They've run it again. Be very, very careful at this point for a play-action pass from Mike Shanahan, for that dagger in the heart at the end of a game like this.
Earlier in this 4th quarter, Denver had a 5-minute drive. They took over on this particular drive with 7:35, so another long 4th quarter drive by the Denver Broncos.
I mean, the time in oxygen, you see the 60 minutes clock there in the lower left. In football, time is like oxygen, and Denver takes it away.
Buffalo is gasping for air. 2nd down, 5, 37. Greasy again to the side, right through the hands of McCaffrey. Covered on the play by Nate Clemens. It'll be 3rd down.
Another Buffalo Bill down on the ground. And this is something you don't see often out of Ed McCaffrey. To have the ball delivered where he can get it, the DB can't, and he doesn't.
Is Denver's playbook more intricate this year, more developed, more extensive?
Well, you know, Shannon Sharp says so. But Shannon Sharp's been in Baltimore for a couple of years, and Mike Shanahan gets a nice smile on his face when you mention that to him. He says on occasion you might expand your playbook to take advantage of some veteran players and experience now, like a Greasy. He can handle the playbook. They'll give him more.
Denver's out of timeouts. Just took their last one right there. Tonight on CBS starts with 60 Minutes, then catch Becker on a new night. Followed by the James Bond action thriller Tomorrow Never Dies, starring Pierce Brosnan. It's all here tonight on CBS with Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan. here on the 260th consecutive sellout to watch a Denver Bronco home game. It used to be at Mile High. That no longer exists. They tore it down, built this beautiful stadium, and another sellout here today. This is the second year they've been open here at Invesco.
Well, you've mentioned where we are, Kevin, and I think where we are is very important here to what point of the game we're at. The ball is on the 37-yard line. You get another first down, you're easily in field goal range for Jason Elam.
Well, we got a chance to do it. Let's go back to New York and Jim Nance.
All right, fellas, thank you. With Arizona down 8, 4th and goal from the San Diego 9. It's Plummer getting it away to Ship, who had caught a touchdown earlier. This one falls incomplete. San Diego takes over on downs, and Junior Seau was hurt covering that pass play. Let's go back out to you two.
All right, Jim, thank you. Last week, San Diego took care of the Houston Texans 24-3, and looks like Marty Schottenheimer and that young second-year Purdue quarterback Drew Brees will take the San Diego Chargers to 3-0. Who would have thought San Diego would be 3-0 and Carolina would be 3-0?
Yeah, you new coach, young quarterback or not, the Chargers are Junior Seau, and Junior Seau is the Chargers. They can't afford him to be hurt.
After the timeout, 3rd and 5 from the 37. Greasy from the shotgun fires a pass through the hands of Shannon Sharp, who has yet to catch a pass. Coy Wire, the rookie, was there. Incomplete. 4th down and 5 for Denver, and they're out of timeouts.
How excited was Coy Wire? And he might have gotten away with a little something. I think he was holding hands with Shannon Sharp as the ball was arriving. But good defense. Yeah, we haven't mentioned Shannon Sharp's name very much. The scheme took part of it away. And I think the kid took part of it away. Look at the contact. Nothing for Shannon Sharp to complain about the coverage. That was a ball he should have caught.
Pretty significant play. 4th and 5 from the 37. Greasy winds and throws. It's caught by Rod Smith. Trying to tie it for a first down. Let's see where they mark him. The tackle was made by Watson.
That's a first down.
The spot is all important, and they are signaling a first down for the Denver Broncos. That was a huge completion by Greasy.
Remember what we said about oxygen and time. And the oxygen just keeps running out. Gutsy call by Mike Shanahan and his offensive coordinator, Gary Kubiak. Perfect execution by Brian Greasy.
1st and 10, 10th play of the drive inside the Buffalo 32-yard line. Portis in the backfield along with Anderson, who gets the call and is buried. A couple flags are down back inside the 10, which missed.
Couple?
Yeah.
There must have been something.
They spotted it in a hurry, didn't they? It is against the Buffalo Bills.
That's it. Probably too many men on the field.
The Giants have won. Green Bay looking to get their second
12
win.
men on the field. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Philadelphia's on a ride right now. 2nd consecutive Avalanche win for them. New Orleans was down 20-0 and came back and beat Chicago at Champaign 29-23.
Yeah, we just saw a shot there, Kevin, of Greg Williams. Greg Williams had a plan for the second half. The plan almost worked, but part of the plan he didn't have was Mike Shanahan's offense being able to move the ball like this against his defense. Jerry Gray, as coordinator, has called blitz. He's called stunts. And everything they've tried, Brian Greasy has found a way to counter.
Inside the 27, 1st and 5. Play action by Greasy. And going deep to the end zone. Touchdown, Rod Smith. Ryan Greasy has just thrown his 2nd touchdown pass, and Rod Smith has his first reception over 20 yards since last December's game against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Just a masterful job by Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak of putting their football team in the right position, and a great job by Brian Greasy of executing it.
Well said. Elam's extra point is up and in with 2:39 to play in the 4th quarter.
Rod Smith, quiet at the beginning of this half. How do I sound now if you're Rod Smith? Antoine Winfield thinks it's pass interference, but what it is a good physical receiver causing separation catching a touchdown and getting his team out of a hole.
How about the offensive line of the Denver Broncos, too? Again, Greasy had a lot of time on that drive.
There's blitzes, there's stunts, they're executing. Hey, you can compare this quarterback all you want to people that have played before, but all you can ask for is for him to do the things that he's doing. Look at Rod Smith. What you have to look for is look at the contact with Antoine Winfield right here. Winfield pauses. Rod Smith never slows down, and Brian Greasy hits him in stride.
Broncos have had touchdown drives today of 80, 80, and 85 yards, and that lead there 28-16 over the Buffalo Bills. We have a couple timeouts remaining. And of course, when you watched last week in the Dome up in Minneapolis, you know anything is possible when you've got number 11 on your side, and that's exactly what Buffalo has. So Elam has it teed up at the 30-yard line. Deep back driver along with Rodgers. Rodgers has returned a couple kickoffs for touchdowns in his career. From the 5. Follows the flank and finds again. Up to the 30 and finally brought down on the play by Bertrand Berry, number 92. 25-yard return. Also Keith Burns was there. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, then Becker with the new night, and the CBS Sunday night movie, James Bond, Tomorrow Never Dies. And that's what Drew Bledsoe is saying right now. We're not going to die here. We're going to keep fighting to the end.
But Drew's going to see different personnel. He's not going to see a 4-man rush. He's going to see a 3-man rush. 3 defensive linemen now for the Denver Broncos. That means those same 3 fast linebackers, but then 5 defensive backs.
2 timeouts for Buffalo. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Great time for Bledsoe. Wings it, pace upfield for a first down. Caught. 47-yard line. Eric Bowles, gain of 17 on the play.
And if you're Denver and your railroads a coordinator, what you lose by having extra cover people, you lose the pressure. No pressure on Bledsoe. He's able to pick out a hole. Receiver settles perfectly in the hole.
At the 47, 1st down and 10 for Bledsoe. Outside he goes. Peerless Price belted by Kenoy Kennedy at about the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 8. 2nd down and 2. That will take us to the 2-minute warning. Buffalo trying to live off of what they did last week in Minneapolis, but
that is the 2-minute warning.
28-16. Denver leads at 28-16. 2nd down and 2 coming up for Drew Bledsoe and the Buffalo Bills at the Denver Bronco 45.
And the byproduct of the last 2 weeks for Buffalo is every guy on that Buffalo sideline believes Drew Bledsoe can win this game for him still.
Well said. Larry centers at the side. Bledsoe from the 45. Winds up and hurls a pass. Caught by Moles, trying to climb out of bounds. He did not get out. He's to the 38-yard line. Does pick up a 1st down. It's a gain of 7 on the play.
The one thing you have to look at here, though, you're down by 12 points, and you're facing an offense on the other side that has controlled the clock for 9 minutes and 45 seconds of this quarter so far.
38-yard line, 1st and 10. Bledsoe again, short drop, quick throw, incomplete, looking for the wide receiver Moles, double team downfield. 2nd down and 10. Let's check in with Jim Nantz once again in New York.
All right, Kevin and Randy, pay close attention here. A stupendous effort today by Terrell Owens on the end around, was going to pass. Instead, it breaks down in the secondary. He's going to run with it. You're going to see one of the best blocks by a 49er since Randy Cross's Pro Bowl years there. Jeff Garcia clearing the way as San Francisco won it. Let's go back to Kevin and Randy.
Good to see they're still teaching the cut block out there, Jim.
2nd down 10 from the 38. Bledsoe with time, and he goes to his tight end Remersma, who dives out of bounds. Stops the clock at 1:27. Pickup of 12 on the play. He is to the Denver Bronco 26.
Mike Shanahan and the Denver Broncos are going to be very glad to see Drew Bledsoe and this football team leave town. They have given him and his football team everything they possibly could, and they're going to give it to him up until the last minute.
26-yard line. Buffalo with 2 timeouts. Denver with none. Bledsoe has not thrown an interception today, nor did he last week in Minneapolis. 26, 1st and 10. Centers with the block. Bledsoe maneuvers up nicely and throws a pass. Wide open Remersma. Nice fake as he goes by Denard Walker and dives inside the 5 to the 1.
It's a 20 timeout.
It's a 25-yard pickup. Bledsoe wants the timeout. Riemersma, who's been quiet until now, makes 2 big-time catches. And Buffalo at the Denver Bronco 2-yard line.
Well, money guys mean comfort guys. Riemersma's been a money guy in Buffalo for a while, and he's a guy that Drew Bledsoe has really developed a rapport with. Knows his tight end's going to be exactly where he ends up being. Gives him the chance. In an ideal world, Riemersma would have cut outside and gotten out of bounds, stretching, trying to get the ball out there in the same sort of territory.
And preserve a timeout.
And preserve a timeout, and the clock would have stopped.
Go back to what you said a couple minutes ago about the calm Bledsoe shows and the confidence he exudes to the rest of his team.
And there's just not very many guys in the league that do that. A lot of quarterbacks in this league get in this situation, and their heartbeat has got about 150 beats a minute. Drew Bledsoe looks like a marathon runner. Looks like it's going about 54 beats a minute.
He's running a pretty good race today. First and goal at the 2. Centers in the backfield. Bledsoe to the end zone and caught by Moulds for a touchdown. Bledsoe's second touchdown pass today, second of the second half. And with 1:12 remaining, the Broncos lead is down to 6. Deltha O'Neal beaten by Moulds in the corner.
This is a situation. Look where Bledsoe throws this ball. You think maybe his receiver knows exactly where it's going to be, and Moulds knows the defender's inside, so Drew's going to throw it outside. Good coordination, and the other good example of that chemistry between quarterback and receiver.
Alice extra point is in, so Buffalo now trails by 5 with 1:12 to play, and Denver has no timeouts. Look at Bledsoe.
He's the cheerleader on the sideline, the calm one on the field, and Eric Moulds is the money man, bringing Buffalo within 5 points. Now it's an onside kick. We talked about the special teams of Buffalo. This onside kick by Hollis has to hit the ground twice, and then has got to take a high kick to give his cover team a chance to get it.
60 minutes tonight on CBS. Becker with Ted Danson, a new night for him. The CBS Sunday night movie Tomorrow Never Dies. Great lineup tonight on CBS.
And the Bills never die either.
No, they don't. They didn't last week. They didn't against the Jets. And no surprise here.
Look at Danny. He is wearing out that gum now. He looks like my son Brendan. He's got about a 14-stick deal working.
If you go back to last year and take percentages and numbers, the onside kick was successful about 23% of the time.
And when it is successful, it's because of the kicker and the kind of kick. It's funny to see these things. They almost look like they're skipping initially, and then they take that third hit and they go straight up in the air. It's got to go 10 yards. The first 3 Bills that get there are there to block and open it up for the rest.
So Hollis, who has played in the NFL 8 years, he's been through this many times, and his onside kick with that bounce, and caught by Rod Smith. And the Buffalo 43.
And that's why you want that kick that goes bounce, bounce, bing into the air. If it just goes bounce, bounce, your guys don't have time to get down there, and that's why the hands team is there. The reliable receivers like Rod Smith will carry that thing every time.
You want it to go bada bing.
Bada bing, bada bing.
The executive producers of the NFL on CBS, Sean McManus and Tony Petitti. The coordinating directors, Larry Cavallino. Today's game produced by Bob Dekas and directed by Steve Milton. The senior producer of the NFL Today, Eric Mann, and the director is Bob Mattina. The coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Harold Bryant. Associate director of today's game, Fred Johnson. Broadcast associates, Jonathan Siegel, Jason Headings, and the technical manager, Dan Barrett. Our statistician today, Pat McGrath, on that 1st and 10 down to a knee, and Buffalo will take their final timeout. Well,
Brian Greasy finally has his hat trick. Kevin.
He's never won 3 straight.
Never won 3 in a row, and Greg Williams and his football team have nothing to be ashamed of here.
And to think now that the Denver Broncos have opened up this season with back-to-back-to-back wins over St. Louis, San Francisco, and now Buffalo. And Buffalo is now a respectable team. It says a lot about what Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak and that entire sideline has done as they've rebuilt, reloaded, And they are ready to go, and they're going to go to 3-0, one of the few teams in the NFL to be undefeated through the first 3 weeks of the year.
I made the point earlier, if you're looking out there and you own an NFL team and you want to build an organization and you want to build a football team and you want to know how to do it, look at what Pat Bowlen has done. Look at what Mike Shanahan has done. Ted Sundquist, this entire staff's been put together the right way. The way they do business, this is the model. This is the way it should be done.
Model game by Brian Griese, in particular in the fourth quarter, where he did not disappoint and came up with big plays in those 2 long drives by the Buffalo Bills against the Buffalo defense by the Denver offense. Very, very impressive and orchestrated by Brian Griese.
And the pressure just won't go away. Phil Simms said it last week. The only way for the pressure to go away is for Brian Griese to win a Super Bowl for Mike Shanahan. Tell you, with this defense, these special teams efforts at times this year, and the way Mike Shanahan's got this offense working, you'll hear a lot of talk about Super Bowl, and Denver Broncos mentioned in the same sentence for a while.
Another good outing for the Buffalo Bills as they come up short, but nonetheless fight all the way to the very end. Bledsoe with a couple of touchdown passes, Griese with a couple of touchdown passes, and Mike Shanahan and the Denver Broncos now go to 3-0. Buffalo drops to 1-2. Tonight on CBS 60 Minutes, Becker with the new night and the CBS Sunday night movie Tomorrow Never Dies. For Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long from Denver, where the final score is in the Broncos 28, Buffalo 23. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.
Welcome back to our Sunday Ticket Control Center. Right now, we're going to take those of you that have been watching the Bills-Denver game to the conclusion of yet another game, Detroit and Green Bay. Now, Detroit is hanging in there with Green Bay. Historically, they've given them problems there. I'll be back after the final whistle with the complete wrap-up on all the action here on NFL Sunday Ticket.
Complete.